Good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin Forza, and joining me on the desk are casters and analysts Salty and Crips. And we welcome you all for the second half of the day as well. And I guess it definitely is going to be a banger one because we have got Team FANGS heading off against Team ENIGMA Gaming. Again, a very close affair, I guess, because Team FANGS, they kind of are trying to, get a win as well. More information on that when we move on towards the group standings. But before that, I want to ask you this, Crips. How are you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling really, really well. Thank you so much. It's been a pretty good weekend. Now I'm excited to get some games underway. It's raining outside. I've got a nice can of Red Bull and it's a couple of bread pakoras next to me so we can enjoy some games and enjoy some nice bloodshed. And hopefully the rain will wash it away.
Well, I definitely am sure about the fact that you've got your Red Bull cans as well. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it surely is going to be an energetic one for sure. But, yeah, you know what? Surprisingly, it was raining since yesterday here in Bangalore as well. So, I guess it's raining
Damn.
all over.
It
And
is. It
let's hope
is.
that, let's hope that, rains are going to shower on towards Team Fangs as well. Obviously, the victorious rains, not the bad ones. But, yeah, moving on towards the today's matchups, right? So we had Team Valor versus Inazuma, right? And that kind of went all the three maps. And it was Team Valor to go ahead and clinch it out as well against Inazuma. Inazuma, they took map number 2, but then in map number 3, they were not able to close it out. And now it is going to be Team Enigma Gaming going off against Team Fang. So Salty, I'm going to ask you this: what are you looking forward to in this specific match between Enigma and Fangs?
Through that, I guess the first time I heard that Team Fangs and Anima Gaming were playing, I was like, "Yo, boy, I want to cast this." I was at my salon and I came running because you know what, this is a desk which I want to be in, and I'm not sure if with my silver gameplay I can add anything crucial, but then it's better to see the game from this side of the desk.
I mean, come on, you say this every single time, but then you rock it on the mic as well every single time. But yeah, moving on towards the MVP standings now. Let's take a look at the top 4 MVPs as well in the TEC Gauntlet Season 1. For now, it is going to be Deathmaker, SK Rossi, Rafa, and Paradox. Not a lot of change because none of these players actually had a game today. The best part is that SK Rossi has made his way into the MVP standings as well, Clips. If you missed that one, so what are your thoughts on the MVP standings?
What do you mean he has also made his way into the MVP standings?
I
I
mean,
kind
I
of
know for a
expected him to
fact
land up
that,
here.
yeah, I mean, so the thing is, SK Rossi was always supposed to be on the MVP standings, and he
Yeah.
deserved that spot. But the thing is, for the first few weeks, he actually was absent from the top 4 table. It was a Cactus from the side of Team Fangs in the top 4, but
Oh,
then SK
okay.
Rossi came in and dethroned him as well.
Oh yeah. Cactus from Team Fangs was supposed to be here, and now that he's dethroned him, Cactus is gonna be feeling really bad about this one. I hope we can see some good stuff from Cactus today. Hopefully, he will do enough to reclaim his spot back on the MVP standings. Um, but do you think he will be able to accomplish enough to overthrow either one of these people in just
I'm
one
not
match?
sure. I'm not sure. Maybe you never know. Cactus might go ahead and dethrone Paradise in some they play. The same can be said for Fangs as well, but I guess Cactus and Paradox, they kind of are very close as well in terms of the stats.
Hmm.
All of these players are very close. So yeah, like let's see if Cactus is going to be able to make his way back into the top 4 or not. But Salty, what do you think about the MVP standings?
I guess the ones who are there deservedly have their positions. We saw Deathmaker and Rafa kind of go on a duel for that number 1 spot last day, and It was pretty hectic, to be honest. No clear indication who's going to get the number one. But the fact that we have the chosen one, SK Rossi, of course, back into the top four and still vying for
Chosen
that
one.
number one spot is certainly a good sight to have, because you know what, you want to have the Virat Kohli of Indian Valorant in the top four, and you want to see him at the number one.
All
Oh,
right.
wow, that's one way to put Deathmaker up there. But yeah, to be honest, he definitely is like the Virat Kohli for Indian Valorant, because the guy, he consistently performs, and every single time managed to hit absolutely everything. So yeah, we can definitely call him the Virat Kohli. But moving on towards the group standings now is where things are gonna get exciting. So earlier today, right, we had the Group A moving Group B match, which is FANGS versus Team Enigma Gaming. Enigma Gaming, as we all know, the last time we saw them against Velocity Gaming, they were not able to go ahead and victory. They got themselves a loss and secured the second spot on the board. Now, Team FANGS, they're sitting at the fifth spot. They are not in a place where they are in any sorts of danger, because RG Academy and Kujbi, they've already finished off all their games. True Ripper Esports have got one match left. So, yeah, I guess Team FANGS, uh, they might just drop down to the sixth position if they lose out the specific match against Enigma Gaming, but I don't think so. They're going to get relegated. So, yeah, they pretty much are safe, but at the same time, this is going to be that battle for glory as well for them, right? They want to get this win, and they might actually want to try and inch closer to the esports team, but to be completely honest, esports team, they're sitting at 9 points. So again, that is going to be difficult. So Team Fangs, their aim is to, gather as many points as possible and stay above True Ripper Esports. What are your thoughts on that, Crips?
I think I'm more excited about Enigma Gaming. The fact that if they win this game, they will be tied with Team Velocity, that kind of makes me excited. I mean, when we started off this tournament, I expected Velocity and Samurai to be going head to head against each other. These were the big two teams in their group. But now Enigma Gaming is giving them a run for their money. They've already overtaken Samurai, and they have the chance of reaching all the way up to Velocity's level right now. So that does kind of make me excited. Tell me something. Does Velocity Gaming have any more games remaining?
Yes,
They
they have got
we
one
do,
more
right?
game.
They do
Yeah,
remain. And what about Enigma? This the last game? I
yeah.
don't.
This no. Actually, they have one more game. So
Oh,
this is their sixth
all
game,
right,
and they've got one more game left. So Velocity and
all
Enigma, they
right.
constantly are gonna, try and battle each
Yeah,
other on the top
yeah,
spot.
exactly. So if Velocity Gaming loses their next match, and if Enigma wins this one, then they will have actually overtaken them. So that does kind of make me excited. I mean, I'm not just looking
Yeah,
forward to the games today. I'm also looking for the games that we have in store tomorrow, day after. So yeah,
definitely.
I'm really excited to see Enigma Gaming. They have like surprised us, and it's a good surprise. I like surprises.
Yeah, I mean, the group of death is definitely, providing us with more and more excitement and exhilarating Valorant action. So, to be honest, we call it the group of death for a reason. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what Enigma Gaming and Velocity Gaming can do. But for now, though, the match at hand, Team Fangs versus Enigma Gaming, it definitely is going to be a tough run for the side of Team Fangs, actually, because Enigma Gaming, they have been brushing up on all of their strats, and their strat book has gotten even thicker than the last time we saw them
Mm.
as well. So yeah, expecting this specific match to be a very close one. But before that, let's head straight into the team intro coming out from the side of Team Fangs and see what exactly their roster is looking like for the side of Team Fangs to face up against Enigma Gaming. So yeah, we've got B2, we've got Maverick, we've got Kohli, Cactus, and of course Smoka. Now, the best part about Team Fangs is that they're young bloods, of course. So they're a lot aggressive. They are very good when it comes down to their aim game as well. Their reflexes are on point every single time. But the thing is that earlier in the start of the gauntlet, right, they had a little bit of a problem. There was a lot of
Oh.
miscommunication, and it's a bit of a problem, inside the team as well, which caused them to not being able to communicate properly, and they lost a lot of games because of that.
But do
Now,
you think they've done enough to fix it?
yeah, definitely. I mean, they kind of had a big discussion as well. As far as I know, in Team Fangs, they now are winning off absolutely everything, and that's why they are right there at the fifth spot as well on the table, right? So they are consistently putting up the numbers, and let's hope that the team sticks together and provides more and more. So, what do you think about Team Fangs, Salty?
Smoke and Cactus will certainly be on my radar for sure. We've seen them play, and we've seen them play really well. and they had the potential to kind of take on the big teams and kind of take them by surprise. They're no more the dark horse, right? Team Fangs, they've done enough to kind of prove themselves the top dogs in the Indian Valorant circuit. And for sure, I guess you mentioned that this is probably their last game in the group and they don't really have an opportunity to kind of qualify for the playoffs. But even then, I guess they want to go out with their head held high. So winning this game will be a statement. Certainly, winning against Enigma Gaming is something this team does have the potential, and I guess they will be looking to do that.
Yeah, I guess Team Fangs, they definitely are going to give out their absolute everything against Enigma Gaming. But then again, we know for a fact that Enigma Gaming are equally good. So let's look at the player spotlight coming out from the side of Team Fangs and figure out who exactly is going to be that player who is going to try and, take down the entirety of Enigma Gaming as well with his amazing skill set. Looks like that is going to be Maverick today, the resident initiator for the side of Team Fangs, the amazing Sova player, as I would love to call him, because the fact that he has got some interesting lineups is what makes him unique, and the way he gathers information for the team. And on top of that, for Cactus and Smoker, players like them to, capitalize on top of that information gained as well is something that makes Team Fangs quite, quite unique. And Maverick, just look at the stats. Like being a solo player, right? You expect the guy to focus a lot more on information gathering and using his skill set. But in terms of the Fang department as well, he's been doing quite well. Crips, your opinions on Maverick?
I would say that he has been doing pretty well, so the stats do speak for themselves. But I kind of feel like he sometimes gets a little distracted because he's been given too much responsibility, which isn't really his fault, honestly. It kind of also depends, it kind of resonates on the team, right? How much responsibility you're putting on Maverick's shoulders. If he's too busy worrying about handing information to his team and helping out his team, then he won't really have the mental bandwidth left to help himself out or get the flags for himself. So, yeah, I mean, he can do better, but it's not his fault that he's been given so much responsibility by his team. So I do hope that the amount of responsibilities that he shares along with his team gets evened out, and everyone gets their fair share of everyone does their fair share of heavy lifting. So kind of excited to see Maverick in action. I want to see him unshackled. I want to see what happens when he drops the weights and he picks up the bow and the gun at the same time, so he doesn't have his hands bound behind his back. That's what
True
I want
that.
to see.
Yeah, true that. I mean, because see, Maverick is like all of these new players, right? All of these young bloods, they are sort of very, very new to the concept of making perfect balance between utility usage as well as gunfights. So
Yeah.
sometimes you would see them relying a lot on their utilities so that the fraggers can go ahead and do their job properly with that intel. Sometimes they're like, man, utilities ain't working, nothing's working. Let me just throw away that bow and arrow, just pick up the gun and take the fight. So yeah, Maverick, especially Team Fangs entirely, they have a long way to go, and eventually down the line, I guess, with the amount of experience that they're going to gain as well, they can somehow turn out to be a player like Blackhawk as well, who, in my opinion, does an amazing job at using utilities and maintaining his stats as well in the fragging department. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing that coming out from the side of Team Fangs. But moving on towards the entire lineup coming out from the side of Team Enigma Gaming now, as we move on towards their team intro. I want to ask you this, Salty. What do you think about Enigma Gaming and all of these amazing players in front of your screens?
Sure, I guess this is one team that has established themselves as one of the biggest teams in the Indian circuit. Hika, Vexi, Ghost, these players are amazing on their own free will. And on the given day, I guess it wouldn't take a lot for Enigma Gaming to take down even the big names in the likes of Velocity Gaming or Global Esports. Sure, the achievements and qualifications in terms of tournament winnings and etc. is yet to come. They are yet to kind of showcase a very big trophy board. But apart from that, I guess Enigma Gaming, the gameplay speaks for itself.
Do that. Enigma Gaming. They have been practicing a lot of strats on the map of Breeze, by the way. So I really want to see some.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean they have been, they've been fiddling around Breeze quite a lot now, and I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if I see a Breeze in the specific best of three. So really
I
looking
want to
forward to
see
seeing.
Breeze.
Yeah, I mean, Breeze is something that
Same.
everyone loves, and to see Enigma Gaming go ahead and play out on the map of Breeze as well is something that we are all looking forward to. So, Enigma Gaming, go ahead and show us what you can do as well on the map of Breeze, and how. And equally intrigued to see what Team Fangs are going to do to kind of, counter Team Enigma Gaming as well on the map of Breeze. Talking about the maps, before we jump into the map veto, let's just quickly move on towards the player spotlight coming out from the side of Team Enigma Gaming and see who exactly is going to be that player who's going to stand out from their side. It's going to be Godwexy. Oh, the clutch maester from the side of Enigma Gaming. Not going to lie, the guy every single time in a clutch situation, it's always Wexy to, sort of stay alive for the team. I mean, he is the support player, right? So he kind of stays alive. And based on top of his, recon gadgets, he just goes ahead and gets that clutch done as well for the team. What are your thoughts on God Wexy, Crips?
God Vexy is that one anchor that you can always rely on. I mean, to compare that to someone like Maverick, God Vexy does have a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, but his teammates are there. They're acting with him as their arms and their legs, so he doesn't have to worry about too much. And most of all, God Vexy and Batman combination, that's a very deadly combination. So I kind of want to see that as well. And that's the best part. That's the only difference between someone like Maverick and God Vexy is the fact that God Vexy has the backup he needs. He calls for something, he has it already. He requires something, he's got it before he can even, tell his teammates, hey, I need help over here, something like that. So that kind of coordination, that kind of fluidity between the players of Team Enigma exists. Kind of want to see the same for Team Fangs. I mean, when they bite, the Fangs guys, they bite hard, but then Enigma Gaming are kind of fluid that way.
Yeah, I mean, Golbexy definitely, always stands tall for the team when his team needs him the most, and we are expecting that to come in from him in this specific match as well. So, expecting Enigma Gaming to have a good run. The same to be expected from the side of Team Fangs as well. So, let's quickly head on over towards the map veto and see what are going to be the maps that are going to be played in this specific best of three. Because the maps are going to be that deciding factor as well out of this specific match, right? So, we're going to be seeing Ascent being picked up by Enigma Gaming on the defense, starting off Team Fangs on that specific map. Then we jump on towards a favorite map of Crips and I, Haven. And it's going to
Mhm.
be Team Fangs who are going to pick up the map of Haven. I'm not surprised because Team Fangs, they love the map of Haven, and every single time in a best of three, they have Haven in there as well. So Enigma Gaming are going to be starting off on the defense in that specific map, and then the decider is going to be Icebox. So, man, Enigma Gaming, they're going to be so happy. Ascent is a map where both of these teams are sort of like on an even ground, but at the same time, Enigma Gaming having a little bit of that edge. Haven is again going to be an interesting affair because I'm not really sure what Fangs can possibly try and do on that specific map. Because some days they're just popping off, and some days they're just so not really sure what is going to happen there. But Icebox, that might just be Enigma Gaming's map right there. So what do you think about the map, Veto Clips?
I'm kind of sad that we did not get to see Breeze. I was looking forward to it, especially since we built it up so much. But hey, Icebox is pretty cool. Let's see if the game actually goes over towards map number 3 or if Team Enigma is able to wrap it up in just 2 games. I do believe that Fangs have the potential to take a set though. It's a pretty chill map, which both the teams prefer. I think all the teams in India prefer, Ascent. I don't think anyone's ever refused a game of Ascent. So Enigma Gaming picking up Ascent does make me a little uncomfortable with the fact that it might just be an even Stevens games. It's not exactly a trump card, right? Team Enigma are not pulling out their trump card right at the start. They do have Icebox, which Enigma is pretty good on, but that's all the way till the end. Why do you even want to go to the third map? Then you can get a decisive advantage right at the start. So kind of excited to see why Enigma Gaming chose Ascent and how much they can accomplish over here, and if they can actually shut down, Team Fangs in a brutal way like that.
I'm pretty sure that Team Fangs went ahead and banned the map of Breeze as well right off the bat because they
Ah,
know for a
probably
fact
yeah.
that Enigma, yeah, because they know for a fact that Enigma Gaming, they have been playing Breeze in absolutely every single tournament out there in the country as well. So Enigma Gaming, they have been preparing a lot on the map of Breeze, and they
Nice.
have a lot of strats on that specific map as well. So Fangs, they outright banning Breeze is not really a surprise, but at the same time, I just want to shed some light on what you said, right? Teams nowadays are actually avoiding Ascent, Chris. Like that's the best part. Teams are just outright avoiding the map of Ascent, and I guess it kind of it's reasonable because Ascent is a map where anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's like any underdog team can just come in with a surprise and take down the Titans as well. So you never really know what is gonna happen on the map of Ascent.
Yeah,
Enigma
but
Gaming
not
picking
these two.
Ascent, yeah, Enigma Gaming picking Ascent is a surprise. So I thought that they might start off with something like Icebox so that they can right out the bat get that lead
Yeah.
and get going as well. But I guess it just looks like that Enigma Gaming just wanna maybe, I don't know, have some fun and then later down the line build the hype as well. So pretty sure that you guys are gonna have a lot of fun casting this one. But Salty, what is your opinion on the map, Vita buddy?
So then I'll double click on what Cribs just said earlier. I guess Ascent is one map where every team loves to play. It has kind of become like the home ground of Indian Valorant teams. In most of the tournaments you see, in even Gauntlet as well, teams will love to play Ascent. And I guess that is one of the reasons why it is one of the first picks. Teams may have banned all the other alternate choices and therefore they come down to Ace. But again, moving on to Haven and Icebox, I guess there is going to be a strategic end to this BO3 series, right? With Haven, of course, just like you mentioned, Team Fangs can pop off. I'm pretty sure they start on defense, and Haven being kind of attacking sided might put them on the back foot. Not sure again. Depends on what their general mood is. But then when they finish off on Icebox, my favorite map, of course, is going to be a finale, which I would want to see. I mean, I don't want it to end it in 2 games. I really want this to go to the final.
I mean, you definitely are wearing the Icebox colors, so I guess you definitely are in love with the map as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's wearing blue and white, so yeah, Icebox. Let's freaking go. Icebox is a map that was not loved by many when it initially released, but then eventually people were like, yeah, this map is really good. And then they developed the hate for Breeze, and now everyone's just loving Breeze. So it's just that every single time when something new comes up, and Riot, they just go ahead and introduce something new. Players, they kind of take that time to just adapt to it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that said, I guess we are pretty much done with the pre-analysis as well, gentlemen. I guess you guys are all ready to bounce straight into the action as well. So without waiting further ado, I'm gonna hand over the mic to both of you guys. Salty and Cribs are gonna be our casters for the day for the specific match, guys. So hope you guys have a great one. Before I go, I would like to give out a huge shout out to our sponsors, WD Black, namely Ryzen Radeon, for making the TEC Gauntlet possible. Please check all the links down in the description below for some exclusive deals coming in from them as well, and get your next big upgrade. You guys are watching the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 part by WD Black and namely Ryzen Radeon. We're gonna be seeing you guys real short after the message from our sponsors straight into the caster's desk.
Hey guys, welcome back to TEC Gauntlet Season 1. We are about to go live with FANGS versus Enigma. The pre-game segment was pretty informative, with Assassin telling us everything that these teams have been fighting for, all that's at stake. Team FANGS, if they lose this game, it won't affect them much, but they definitely want to get inside that top four. They want to get closer and closer to the goal. Team Enigma, though, have the chance to overtake Team Velocity if they win this game. So this is going to be a big game for both these teams. And we have three beautiful maps in our hands. They're going to be Ascent, Haven, and Icebox. We will start with Ascent, where Team Fangs is going to be on defense. Now, I'm kind of excited because these guys, Enigma Gaming, they knew that they were going to be on the attacking side once they start on Ascent. And given that it's a pretty fair map, it's not very defender sided or attacking sided. Given that Team Fangs knew that they'll be starting on attack, I think they have some pretty cool executes lined up for us. And Team Enigma Gaming, they have been practicing quite a lot on their timely executes. So let's see if they're able to actually pull those off or not. Salty, what do you think?
True that, I guess we've seen a lot of ascent happen, and the fact that Team Fangs they start on defense, just like you mentioned, there isn't going to be a very big favoritism towards either of the sides. I mean, both attack and both defense. It's going to come down to whoever wins their aim duels, whoever gets those utility usage right, and whoever comes down to whoever gets those kills first, and then make use of the real estate that they get.
Yeah, the real estate battle is going to be a really tight one. I mean, the rents are sky high, and you got to pay a hefty price in order to get each and every inch off the map.
Yeah.
Especially when teams like Fangs are up against you, because they are the kind of team that doesn't give up on map control easily. They still spread out, they still gather information everywhere. We've already seen how effective Maverick is, although there are some drawbacks to his playstyle. But then Team Fangs are not the kind of they're not the kind of team that will let you have that map control for free. You are going to have to battle for each and every square inch of the map, and I hope Team Enigma Gaming are up for the fight. These guys are not going to let them get away scot free.
Absolutely. And again, talking about Ascent, it kind of is. It goes hand in hand with the mid control, which is always so important. We have good Sovas, right? We got to see a head to head, not a head to head, but also the player spotlight. Like we got to see the Sovas from both the teams. Both the teams will have sort of an advantage, I guess, moving in because they do like to play the Sova. But then it kind of gets really, really important who gets more information in hand.
Yeah, the war for information is going to be crucial in all the maps, I believe. Like, all these are maps where a little bit of overcommitment, a little bit of over rotation can cost you quite a lot. Maybe Ascent, not as much as Haven and Icebox, but definitely you would want to avoid any of those troubles right off the bat if you can. If you cannot, well, then there's not much that you can do. And that's why the servers are going to be so important. So are the Sentinels. Like, those are the kind of players that either gather information actively or passively by just letting go of one area. And Ascent is also the kind of map where you can have a lot of experiments. Like, I always appreciate whenever CA brings out the whole difference between SOA and Sky, and how Sky can be used to gather information. So in a map like Ascent, all those subbing outs are possible. Like, you can sub out the Jet for a raise, you can sub out the Phoenix for a breach, even though Breach is a more of an initiator and Phoenix is more of a duelist. You can even play Reyna in Ascent for all you know. I mean, people used to believe that Reyna was nothing but a pub stomper and she has no pace in the competitive circuit. But hey, on a map like Ascent, you can pull off those crazy random agent selections and all those new lineups. So yeah, that kind of does give you all the how do I say this? All the freedom in the world. So without further ado, let's just jump into agent selection because we are going to be starting with all of that, and we won't keep you waiting for long.
Absolutely. And again, there is no surprise, right? God Vexy on the Sova, Smoke on the Sova as well, Cactus pulling off the Jet. And on this side, we have Ghost on the Jet. A pretty even lineup. We have the Phoenix on one side and Arena on the other side. So both flashers, but I feel like the Phoenix has been kind of a staple pick, especially on the map of Asen. Love to
Mhm.
see what Hika can pull off. But again, Machine, just like you mentioned, the arena can be devastating, especially on her Empress mode. She can possibly take down the entirety of the opposite team on her given day.
Yeah. So the lineups are more or less the same. The only difference is that you've got Hika in place of I'm sorry, Hika on Phoenix instead of the Reyna on Headshot Machine. Both these agents are more or less similar. They've got 2 flashes. They can heal themselves. Yeah, Phoenix does have a little bit more advantage with his run at back. But other than that, the whole thing is just the same. The lineups are similar. Batman on Killjoy, Ghost on Jet, Ezzy on Astra, Godbexy on Sova, Hika on Phoenix. And then we've got Kohli on Astra, B2 on Killjoy, Cactus on Jet, Headshot Machine on Reyna, and Smokey on Sova. Similar lineups for both the teams. The difference being Phoenix and Reyna, more or less the same lineups, more or less the same map, which we have seen so far basically every time. So it should be a pretty chill game. It should also be very competitive. Kind of excited to see what kind of executes do Enigma have in store for us because they have been going through quite a lot of those. They have practiced quite a lot on Breeze, but I'm kind of expecting them to pull off some good stuff on the side of Scent as well.
Yep. True that, and I guess if you have a look at these players, they are pretty chilled out right now. We do having that room for himself, getting back in zones is going to be really important for him. And if you have a look at Enigma Gaming, of course, all of them, their jerseys ready to go as soon as the war horn rings. I guess these players, they are ready to kind of jump in.
Yeah, they definitely are ready. Let's see what they have in store for us, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going live with the map of Ascent right off the bat. We've got Team Enigma on the attacking side and FANGS on defense. We can already see that these guys are starting to move a little bit towards the mid area, and I believe we have a mid to B crunch on our hands right now. The rotations are a little late from Headshot Machine, and they need to get in there. And it's just B2 left on the side right now, and he's got a lot of work to do. Nice burst onto Ghost. Another one onto Godrexy. No, wait! Can he do it? Almost on the verge of finish. Holy shit, B2, stop blowing my mind. He blew off everyone else's. 4 bursts, 4 kills, and B2 is an absolute monster. Hika's trapped inside the boat room right now with nowhere left to go, nowhere left to hide. He's cornered like a rat, and rats do not fight back. How on earth has this turned around? This was supposed to be an easy take for Enigma. They had him cornered, but B2 pulls out the big guns. Hika singling out Cactus. Can he isolate them? Yes, he can. Don't tell me he can clutch it out too. Oh, my heart. It cannot take any more.
This was so close. The final 1v3 was almost on the verge of completion, but then finally coming in, Team FANGS, they get their first round for themselves.
Oh my god. Enigma, Hika, both of them just lining up the kills. B2, I don't even know what to say. That was not supposed to work in his favor. He was strapped in boat, no one to help him out, nowhere left to run, nowhere left to hide. Did not have any utility on him. But he picks up 4 kills in 4 bursts. Like, what even is that?
Here.
True that. This time around, though, we have something different, right? Team Enigma Gaming trying to kind of split things up. 3 players on the A side, and the Astra does have the spike, still trying to think what sort of execute she wants, but creeping outside the A shot might be indicating an A execute. What do you think, Crips?
Yeah, I do feel that the A shot execute will come through, especially with the spike over there. They're about to burst in there. They just need 1 flash to make it work. Hika won't go for the flash. Instead, he's trying to dry peek him, which could actually work against him. But so far, the spike hasn't been spotted. Now the kill ball goes through. They have him blinded, but the crossfire is strong with that shot machine picking up 2 kills. The spike does try to come in from short, but Kohli will be able to shut them down, and it's just got Vexy. His position is already revealed. The recon dot will make it even easier for Team FANGS to shut them down, but Vexy still has a little bit of fight left in him. Not when Smoker throws a shot down at him.
Yeah. Pretty easy for them to kind of react to it, right? Headshot Machine, his position kind of wasn't given away. And, you know, just hidden over there. He got 2 pretty easy kills. And when the A execute wasn't really there, when the A main execute just dished out that easily, no one could actually pull anything through from the A shot region as well. So therefore, second easy round for Team FANGS. But I guess this is where things really start for Team Enigma Gaming, right? They're still in the game. Will have a full buy, I believe. I'm not sure about Eco, but I guess they'll have a full buy this time.
Let's take a look. I mean, Enigma Gaming are on a bunch of sheriffs. And FANGS are going to continue holding on to the sheriffs and whatnot. So this is the bonus round for them. Enigma Gaming deciding to not purchase weapons. But oh my goodness, Cactus initiating. Picks up the kill on Hika. And he's got the backup of the Reyna right behind him. Oh, poor headshot machine. Takes a headshot to the face. But Cactus is still going berserk. He's on the verge of circling around the top mid area as well. Meanwhile, the rest of his team need to be careful because there is a good enough fielding on bottom mid. Smokey and Kohli shut them down with that wonderful crossfire on the edge of defense spawn and market.
Yep. And with only Batman surviving, there is nothing really which Team Enigma Gaming could have done. I guess the fact that Team FANGS kept that slate clean, right, did not drop a lot of weapons, was sort of good indication that they are kind of easing into the game and they are in it in a good position. But again, talking about Enigma Gaming, this was again an eco round for them, kind of going with the sheriff. So we'll have to wait and watch as long as these guys bring out those big bad guns. This time around, they do so, and this will be an opportunity for them to kind of reclaim some of that beating that they've got in the first A round.
I like the fact that Enigma Gaming decided to push up mid. They did it in the pistol round as well, did it again, but this time they found out that Team FANGS will try to push A long if they don't give them the control, and if they are not contested over there. And that's why Enigma Gaming are contesting long this time. Unfortunately, no presence on mid, which means that this is more or less a one-sided rush. No problem though, because they're able to get in the site. They should be able to plant the spike without any problems.
Headshot machine will closely try and initiate the retake, but then all four players rather coming in from the heavens region. This can be a bit problematic for them. Ghost being taken down with the Spectre. Headshot machine getting the first knock. This can be the first stuff happening. Again, with the Spectre, it's going to be a bit difficult. They have the op in hand as well. They need to isolate the A main area. Again, God Vexy with the shock darts can cause a lot of trouble, Crips.
Oh yeah, the shock darts will definitely try to delay them. But it doesn't seem like they're phased. Team FANGS still have the advantage. They want to burst into the site and they're waiting on the edge. Most of Team Enigma Gaming has been locked out because of the Nebula, but they will start to fight now. See, picking up the kills and Batman delivering as well. Both of them chiming in with a couple of their own. Unfortunately, it's just Headshot Machine who's trying to help his teammate out. But do they have enough time? This is going to be a very close one. Oh, they get it. Oh, with like less than a second left, they get it. This was very anxiety. I mean, how do you count? How do you know it's 0.6?
It's shown on the timer after the defuse.
Okay, I didn't pay attention to that one. I was just a bit too anxious to take a look at things. Just gotta tell you how excited this game is, how close this game is going to be. Like, the scoreline does indicate that so far Team FANGS is leading, but all these rounds have boiled down to 1v1s or clutch situations. So it's not like Enigma Gaming are losing 4 rounds in a row and they're just gonna stop. No, definitely not. These guys are putting up quite a bit of fight over here.
Cactus missing their first shot. Could have gotten an important player in the form of Ezzy. I mean, imagine the Astra being taken down, but we have a lot of frags happening on the B side, 2 for true trade. And this turns suddenly into 3v3, which again can go in the favor of Team Enigma Gaming. They can double down on a single side. And I guess that's what they do. Ezzy with the Sheriff gets B2, but Headshot Machine again returns the favor. Enigma, they need to pull this off 1v2. A lot of responsibility. Ezzy has been given that room to work with. And Cactus, he got punished because of that initial whiff over there. And now things turn into a 1v1. This is very doable. And I guess Cactus is going to be kicking himself for missing that first shot.
No, it's not even about Cactus anymore, right? I mean, if you take a look at it, he never would have expected that shot machine to come in from there. There was no reason for him to do so. Ghost never saw it coming because he had no idea the spike was still all the way in base. Like, the better move for Headshot Machine would have been to walk into mid, get into the site, go for the plant. Why would you circle back? He had no idea the spike was over there. Headshot Machine now does have an idea of where he would be. But this is going to boil down to an aim battle. All the layers have been used up, no stars available, so it's just down to timing and aim. Headshot Machine gives away a sound cue as he's just playing Ring Around the Rosies with him, just juking in and out of that cover. He does get the headshot on him. So that's Enigma Gaming getting their first round. And poor Ghost, I feel so bad for him. Why on earth would Ghost ever expect Headshot Machine to come back via B main and then shoot him over there? That was not something he would have expected. And why would you? It's not even his fault. I don't blame Ghost for not checking that angle.
Yep. Again, Ezzy did actually a lot of heavy lifting with, especially with the Sheriff, right?
Yeah.
And kudos to him, the fact that he clutched it out all by himself. Was sort of given a lifeline early on in the round, but that's okay. Enigma Gaming, they put their first round on board, which can be the start of a lot. Cactus, again, investing on the operator. It's going to be a bit difficult for him to kind of double down on that investment this time around. The one-way smoke is there, but then the setup still looks a bit sketchy, right? Cactus still trying to find his current position where he wants off. The Owl Drone is going to push him back. The Nebula comes out as well. Kohli will want to take early contact. Nice. You will try and spray him down. Wonderful stuff onto Ezzy. Even Ghost is vulnerable, but couldn't really capture onto the kill. A 1-for-1 trade trips.
No, the battle! It was visible, and that's how Cactus dies. Headshot Machine also takes a bullet to the face, and Ghost is doing all the heavy lifting for his team. He's making up for what happened to him in the last round. They will throw some shock darts, hoping to deny the plant, but the plant will come through nonetheless. Now let's see if they can stop this lockdown. Oh, they definitely can. They've got a Hunter's Fury at the ready. So the lockdown will be destroyed. It's got one more laser beam left. Does it hit? Yes, it does! Smokey had no idea where it came from. Nice job by Team Enigma Gaming, as they're now starting to string rounds together.
Yep, they're certainly doing good to actually put out a good fight against Team FANGS. Now, 4-2 is the scoreline. Again, a very respectable scoreline, especially on the side of Team Enigma Gaming after losing the first 4 rounds. And especially this one, right? Kohli, with the gravity well, kind of did enough damage on both those players so that the A-shot execute kind of was dizzled out. But then Enigma Gaming, Ghost coming in and kind of returning the favor. It was pretty good for them. And Team FANGS this time around are going for an eco round, which should give Enigma Gaming a third.
Yeah, but they still have some decent weapons. Like, they've got a Blade Storm, they got Sheriffs. Given how good their aim is, I do believe that Team FANGS can cause a little bit of economic damage. And with this being a one-dimensional rush, I do believe that Team FANGS can put up a little bit of a resistance over here. No presence on A-shot, no presence on mid. It's just 5 people committing A main. The Jet flashes in, more people to follow through as the flashes. Helper gets to safety. Cactus needs to get back to safety. He dashes away, but he's still taking some shots because he's being pinged. Boils down to 50-something HP, but that's alright. He will finally down. Okay. But he does take down one player before he hits the dust, so that's alright because Cactus does his job. Ultimate nets him 1 kill. Cactus already come through now. Can they dodge this one? And while they're too busy dodging the laser beams, Headshot Machine picks off Ghost. So that's nice. Good use of distraction over there. So Recon Dart does reveal the position of Smoker. It is going to be a Sova versus Sova battle with him taking the more aggressive angle. Trying to push God Mexi back, but then Headshot Machine comes in to help him out. Connecting through the walls, and the Martian is actually doing quite a lot of damage. The classic to end things. And Hika, he's just bamboozled right now. How on earth is he losing all these players? How on earth is he losing all his teammates? I do believe that Enigma Gaming lost quite a lot of players, especially when they failed to shut down that re-aggression from the doors area. And especially when Team FANGS kept on throwing bodies at them from heaven. Enigma were just not able to go for the spike plant, and they won't be able to with only 12 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
Yeah.
Puts up a raise wall so that he can actually try to go for the plant, but he's hoping that he will be able to bait out the fights. He will bait out the fights, unfortunately. He just can't make anything done with it. Can't make anything happen.
It was good mind game for Team FANGS, right? They got the advantage, didn't peek in, and just tried to keep things, just try to run down the clock, which was interesting enough. And yeah, the last Phoenix, he was trying to do a lot of things at once, but couldn't really succeed in the final mission.
It's interesting how Team FANGS are able to pull off a thrifty round like that. Especially when they've got so much to throw at Enigma Gaming. Like, the moment that Hunter's Fury came in, that was the cue for Team FANGS to start pushing, to start fighting them. If they're just too busy dodging the Hunter's Fury, they will never be able to dodge the shots that FANGS has to throw at them. But this time, they don't need to dodge, as Ghost is able to give a nice free haircut on the members of Team Cactus. And oh my goodness, they're falling like flies. This time, they're pinching the A side from both the sides. So, Enigma Gaming, learning from their mistakes, not going for a straight-up A main rush. They will crunch it from short and long. And take a look at this. They've got a lurker as well, who's still towards the attacking spawn, making sure that nobody will backstab them. Uh-oh, Hika, he got revealed. But Smokey is not able to capitalize on it. So, Enigma Gaming will still retain all their players. This makes the retake very difficult. A fight on mid, but Kohli will be able to pick off the lurker in the form of Batman. Does bring them the 2v4 advantage, but it's still number stacked against them. B2 makes things a little bit easier. Can they make this happen now? Because they need to win their individual duels, and they won't.
The full stop coming in from Team Enigma Gaming just at the right time, and good stuff there, especially when you mentioned that the backstab was taken down. I kind of thought the Team Fangs can really make it work, but then no, there was no opportunity being given, especially with those two players just shutting down the last two players in a whip.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff by Team Enigma over here. They learn from their mistakes. They don't go for the one-dimensional rushes. They combine it, they mix it up, and that's how they keep it fresh. But as soon as I say that, it does seem like a one-dimensional rush. Because again, in the works, Headshot Machine and Cactus, though, they're able to take all the wins. Ghost, he does fall, but Cactus keeps on delivering finally as he puts his killing spree to an end. And this will definitely give Team Enigma a little bit of a problem. Every time they go for these straight-up A-main rushes, they lose quite a lot of players just on the in-swing. How on earth are they going to go for the plant? I have no idea, especially when the players are taking so much utility damage. Shock darts, all these gravity wells, and everything else available. It will stop them from planting. But they will be able to plant it nonetheless. Unfortunately, they do take a lot of damage and lose players in this process. So it's a 3v2 retake, but God Vexy wants to push the advantage. He's playing in an angle which people do not expect him to be in. Unfortunately, Kohli is just a bit too agile on that Spectre. Not so agile when he jumps into Ezzy's crosses, but B2 will control the damage.
Yet again, Team Fangs, they have successfully retaken another side, which kind of goes to show that this team is really good on their retakes, right? They kind of give away the side control, let the plant happen, and then they take back the side like it's their own and it's their home turf.
Yeah, and they are able to get a man advantage while they are still defending the side. I mean, the retake has not even started, the plant has not even gone down. But while they're trying to plant, they just do so much annoying stuff to Team Enigma that they're never able to plant in time. Like 2 rounds ago, they tried to plant, a Hunter's Fury was thrown at them. Last time they tried to plant, a Shock Dart came at them. So every time to try to just unload that spike into the ground, it's just so much utility damage that comes through for Team Fangs. And they're able to stop the plant from happening. They're able to buy time. They're able to get the man advantage before the retake even begins. And that's the most ideal way to play the defensive side on a map like Ascent. Hika's angry and he's got an extra life to spare. Let's see if he's able to make anything off of it, because the moment they hear that run it back being popped, most of the members of Team Fangs are going to fall back. They are going to let them go for the plant. This time, no disruptive utility, so it will be a difficult 5v5 retake. Not as clean as the previous rounds.
True that. This is still going to be a 5v5 right now, but the retakes, which has been successful as of yet, they got some sort of utility working. Again, the ultimate comes out from both the KJ and the Astra, but Easy is going to easily headshot Machine. At this point, I guess Kohli will make his way through. He gets the ultimate as well. Spoka is going to find his way as well. This kind of takes away the A-main out of the equation. He will still push out. He gets 2 of them. Beautiful stuff right there. And it comes down to a 1v2. Enigma Gaming, they still protect the plan, but Ezzy will use the grab well to delay the refuse, but then Spoka comes in clutch, takes down Ezzy, and has enough time to defuse the bomb as well.
3 people being detained by the defender killjoy lockdown. How often do you see that happen? Not at all. 3 people? Come on, that's so unorthodox. It's just, it never happens. That's the kind of stuff you see once in a lifetime or once in a season. But hey, they were able to get the advantage. The attackers, they were forced off the site. And luckily there was a nebula in the way, so they didn't get taken down right away. Yeah? They had a little bit of time before they can get to safety, even though they were detained. Their guns came back online the moment the Team Fangs player started to push them. And it was a pretty good retake by Team Fangs. It was messy. It could have gone wrong, but they did it nonetheless. And they've got quite a lot of advantage right now. 7-3, and these guys have already won the half.
Yep, true that. Ezzy again gets Cactus. Brings down the man advantage, right? But Enigma Gaming, they have more than enough to kind of make it work, kind of make it to 7-5 at least, which will be a respectable scoreline moving into the next half one.
Uh-oh, smoke falling back. This is Ghost's chance. He hears him, knows there's gonna be one player towards the entrance of that defender spawn. breaking that alarm bot actually makes Team FANGS self-doubt themselves, because now they're forced to commit players towards mid. They can't focus on the A side, even though they know that Enigma is about to hit A. So these guys are going to have to hold onto the side all by themselves without any backup. The backup is on its way, but it might be a little too late. Headshot machine goes beyond the Nebula and gets taken down after picking off one player. So yeah, he's getting the kills, but his team doesn't really have an advantage anymore. Ghost Trap knows exactly where one of the players is. The other two players must be on heaven. This is difficult for Team FANGS. So far, the retakes have always meant them the man advantage, but this time they don't have it. Courtesy of all that mid-aggression from Team Enigma. It kind of threw them off, made the rotations a little late, and now B2, he is going to be the late B2. Gets taken down. One player position revealed from the garage, and oh, he can't even take him down! Pika is covering his jet. Good job by Team Enigma as they're able to bait and switch. They show aggression towards mid, making sure that the rotation from Team FANGS cannot come through, and then they hit the A side. So that's the problem when you have presence towards mid. I mean, FANGS knew that it's gonna be a regular A rush because that's what Team Enigma have been doing. Like, they went on the B side once in the pistol round. After that, it's just been A. But they can't rotate towards the A side even after they know it, because the alarm bot got taken down on mid and they were unsure if rotating is safe just yet. Last round of the half, Enigma Gaming have thrown everything towards the A side so far, but this time they finally go towards B.
Just as you mentioned that they throw everything on the A side, they are trying to kind of go B. But then I guess the Astra is well placed. Kohli will try and prevent all sorts of aggression. I guess there are 3 stars placed, which kind of goes to show that the gravity well as the Nova Pulse is going to be there, easily taking away the run it back, and Kohli is in prime position to nullify all the aggression. The KJ Nano Swarms are going to prevent any sort of first-line aggression, but Eddie's going to get Kohli. B2 gets 2 of his own. Good stuff from Team FANGS, kind of a recovery of their own, but then a 3v2 can go either way, Chris.
Yeah, that's the problem the Team Enigma have been facing on the attacking side. The utility damage from Team FANGS is insane. Most of the players of Team FANGS are already low on health by the time they get to the side and start planting. Maybe this Astral Divide can keep them safer for a little longer, but the moment I say that, Smokey takes matters into his own hands, deletes them both from the server, gets his team to be 8-4-half. That Cosmic Divide did basically nothing.
I mean, could have done something, but then Team FANGS, they were actually pretty clever to utilize the window over there. Got a lot of intel to work with, right? Got a kill for himself as well, and really the information to Smoker, who kind of took down the final player. Nothing on the back of that Astral Divide, but good stuff from Team FANGS, especially with the layering of utility from the Astra and the KJ, right? Completely block off the first lane on the B side.
Yeah. And this is the trend which has been following all the way from the first half. Like, this time they had the gravity welts to shut down the Phoenix body. Every time they try to go in towards lane 1, there's a bunch of Molotov swarm grenades just over there. I think he even got a kill. I think B2 did get a kill with the nano swarm grenades. I'm not sure onto who, but he definitely did get one. And then the shock darts thrown directly at their feet as soon as they're about to enter. So all this utility damage just kind of chips away at the players of Team Enigma, makes them like paper targets in the retake situations. And that's exactly why Team FANGS have been able to put up this nice 8-4 lead. Let's see if they're able to keep it, as now they're the ones who are on the attacking side.
Some sort of information for the KJ as well. Hika, he actually gets Cactus, and that kind of eases things up on the B side. The Spike is still outside A, so most of them, they're still trying to play for information. No mid presence as of yet, and Enigma Gaming have given it away as well.
Enigma Gaming, they haven't like, I don't believe they've completely given it away. Like, what do they give away?
Yeah, the Sovas.
Okay. But yeah, fair enough. But they still have a decent 2-1-2 split. Like, they've got the Sova guarding mid. Who is that? That's God Wexy. The 2 players on A short, playing near Gardens. They've got all the Killjoy utility down on A. So attacking the A side is going to be difficult. And most of the players are focusing on the B side, so Enigma have 3 defenders over here, and that's exactly where the rush is coming. 2 players are concussed though. Can they pick up the kills onto these 2 players before they get back in their senses? I guess no is going to be the answer. The hot hands does quite a lot of damage, but it doesn't protect them from the players coming in from lane 2. B2 is all the way inside lane 1, needs a little bit of help. He's got the spike, but he doesn't have the HP, and Batman puts him out of his misery.
finally Enemy Gaming. They get the 5th round on board, and they need to do a lot of climbing up, honestly, because Team Fangs 8-4. Again, 7-5 is considered to be a very respectable scoreline, but 8-4 is a bit way off. They need to string these rounds together to kind of get a competitive edge in this map.
That's true. And Enigma Gaming definitely want that edge. They are sparing nothing. They're putting up all their utility, putting up all their weapons. They've got Spectres, even an Ares onto God Vexy. Alright, so they've got a mini Odin in his hands. Ghost is gonna stick to his Sheriff though, because he's been landing those dome crackers. Kinda wanna see those again. But if you take a look at the scoreboard of all these people, I mean, Enigma have relied quite a lot on Ghost and Izzy, whereas the people of Team Fangs are kinda, making everything a little bit consistent. Badman and the kill onto Reyna before they're able to get to safety through the Nebula. That's quite good. And Cactus tries to overextend, gets taken down, obviously. It's kind of funny how B2 died to the turret, but it's completely okay because Fangs, this was supposed to be an eco round for them anyway. They were not supposed to win it. All they want to do is get a couple of kills, maybe get the spike plant so that they have enough money for utility next round. And Smokey just wants to get a couple of exit frags. Won't get them. It's completely fine. This was not a round they were supposed to win anyway. The fact that they're able to get the spike plant itself just kind of shows that if Team Fangs are able to brute force their way into the A side, then Enigma Gaming will give it up. They won't try to contest him. So that's something to learn from this eco round. Maybe they can use it in the buy round. I mean, if every time Enigma Gaming keep on giving up the side and every time this keeps on going in, to know how to counter it. So the more information they gather in these eco rounds, the better it is for them.
Let's go.
Yeah. And
Revealing area.
The door as well as the heaven region just brute force their way on side. Like the first target was to plant the spike, and they did so. Good stuff from them. But this time around again, we see a similar setup, right? 2 players on the A side, 2 players on the B, and the Sova trying to get intel on the mid.
Yeah, it's funny how this time they switched things up just a little bit, and I think it might be enough to throw off Team Fangs. Team Fangs, they usually know that God Vexy play is on mid, so they're expecting all the Sova utility on mid, they're expecting recon darts, but now they don't expect him to come towards B. And the fact that Ghost himself is present on mid does change things quite a lot. I mean, the setup is still the same, 2-1-2, but a player being in a different place does make all the difference. Most of the time, God Vexy and Hikka have a good crossfire, but God Vexy doesn't peek. He does get the reveal on quite a lot of players, so he's able to get a couple of kills through that cloudburst, but he couldn't save Hikka. But it's fine, I guess this 4v4 should suffice, especially with the rotations already here.
You're right, the recon dart actually gave away a lot of information. The fact that all those players' positions were revealed. Will call out for the reconnaissance again. The shock darts bring down Ghost to a pulp, which should kind of make things easier, but then got Vexy with the Ares. You've mentioned it, Mini Odin, and rightly so again. It has been pretty lethal as of yet. 2 kills off of that.
Things are about to get messy, but oh, what? B2 picking off Ezzy? This is crucial. Now they need to make their way into the side. There's only 13 seconds left. They need to hurry and they need to get the plant. Unfortunately, Team Fangs are able to brute force their way into the side, and there's not much that Batman can do except go for the retake. He tried to deny the plant, but it won't happen. The Cosmic Divide, he's going to push through it before it comes online. How? Oh my goodness. If he would have been able to spray transfer onto Smokey, I would have been mad. That was not supposed to happen. The fact that he was able to flick onto the other second target itself is a big deal. It's a really difficult thing to pull off. But unfortunately...
You're right, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty difficult, but unfortunately it is Team Fangs that win this one.
True that. He tried to kind of do the spray transfer there. Ezzy was quite low on HP. Not Ezzy, I guess it was Kohli who was quite low on HP, but then the Sova was pretty much healthy, so couldn't really do that, but I guess had the Sova been tagged a little bit, that spray transfer could have been a reality.
Yeah, but Team Fangs are able to make this messy retake work even with very little time remaining. So that does kind of give me good vibes because they will be in these situations quite often. Like, they will have to rely on late pushes.
You should run.
But that doesn't seem to be the case this time, though. I mean, they've got the lockdown committed. The 2 players, defenders who are still in gardens are not really keen on moving away. Maybe they will even let Batman get detained purposefully, just so that they can bait him. Do any of the players of Team Fangs want his flag? Nah, seems like they're not going to push to kill that one detained player, even though that was a clear bait, so they don't fall for it. And we have a 5v5 retake on our hands.
Yeah. Look at the big bad gun on God Vexy. Can certainly destroy armies with it, but then it has to be deployed perfectly, right? Kohli, again, very much willing to kind of deny any sort of real estate from the A short region. The operator Ghost needs to kind of go pretty aggressive.
I like this blaze wall. It does give them the opportunity to fight towards the generators area, but Team FANGS push out of the nebula. They're able to converge upon Team ENIGMA all at once. All this utility that Team ENIGMA put up, it let them get into the site, but still not enough to break the crossfires open. Just gave them a little bit of ground to work with, and unfortunately that ground is not enough, especially when it's hallowed.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff from Team FANGS, honestly. 10th round on board for them. 2 back-to-back rounds to kind of nullify what ENIGMA Gaming had built upon in the first, at the start of this first half, at the second half, of course. But this time around, again, ENIGMA Gaming, they need to do the climbing. They take 2 steps and then come back 2 steps again, which kind of neutralizes all the hard work which they put up. So, need to kind of string together all those rounds to even get competitive at this game at this point. Otherwise, Team FANGS, if they are taking this map,
Oh, this could be a problem. The rotations from Team ENIGMA are on their way. So many players heading towards the B side, but will they be able to arrive here in time to help out the 2 of their players who are trapped inside Boathouse right now? Plenty of utility being dumped. All the nebulas holding back the players of Team ENIGMA for now, and they are getting the fix. So Team FANGS do seem to be in a problem, but as soon as I say that, Smokey and V2 makes things better. They are trying to push towards that entrance of Defender Spawn. They know that they will be holding crossfire angles, and they want to deny Batman the crossfire angle. They want to take him down right now, but they will go down towards lane 1, realizing that Hika is alone at the site. He's the easier target over here, so they're going to let Batman live for a second. But Hika is doing good enough, holding by himself. He's going to run it back left too, and he finds the angle onto Kohli. Sees a pixel, and he's able to get that kill. Unfortunately, though, Batman isn't too healthy himself, and Smoker will be able to shut him down, put him out of his misery. Good stuff by Team FANGS. I love the way how they're able to use the counter utility against Team ENIGMA. Like, they've got the nebulas, which are fine. I mean, they are supposed to shut down the rotations from Team ENIGMA, stopping the players of Market and Defender Spawn from coming in. But they know that ENIGMA are disruptive that way. So they don't let them have the favorable angles. This is one angle that the sniper or anyone on Defender Spawn would always take. You know, he doesn't fight the guys in B main directly, but the guy will just hold the angle going into lane 1. So that's a off angle that almost every defender holds very often. And they know it. They know ENIGMA will hold it, so they're gonna push the button area instead. This makes it even more awkward for them. Oh, Hunter's Fury. Let's see if he's able to tag anyone with it. Even if he doesn't, it's completely fine. He does get the kill onto Hika, which is a bonus. But the main objective of that Hunter's Fury was to get their players up close into A main, so that they're too busy dealing with that one. Ghost now has to take some sort of mid control. Only Smokey present on mid. So if he takes him down, then the crunch will be stopped. His teammates making a lot of noise on A main. Are they trying to sell the fig? Yes, they definitely are. They make a lot of noise towards A main. Fall back. But instead of going B, they are committing towards A main again. So this is like a fake, if that's a word. Like the fake way they fall back and then they go A again. And will these guys buy it? I mean, they are selling the. They are trying to send Cactus into the B side just to sell that fake. But will ENIGMA buy it though?
The fact that Ghost is still present kind of goes to show that they're still in a position where they are willing to kind of take it down. Takes 2 of them down. Ghost takes a 3rd as well. B2 finally takes down Ghost, but that's enough. They've done enough to bring this to a 2v2. And I guess Team FANGS, even though they will get the spike down, this is very doable for ENIGMA Gaming.
2 versus 2. The odds have never been better. The shock dart is a little ticklish. The lockdown though will be destroyed. Good stuff. As he's able to shoot him down through the woodworks, but they can't shoot down Cactus as he shuts them down. Awkward placement on the lockdown over there, but I kind of like it. Even though it was destroyed, it allowed the players of Team FANGS to pick up those fights because now they knew that both the players are present in heaven. So yeah, that was just to bait out the information. Good stuff by Cactus over there as he's able to sell the fake on B, make the rotation a little bit awkward for ENIGMA because it was kind of delayed, and then he picks up the last few frags too.
I'm also kind of impressed with ENIGMA Gaming, the fact that they did not buy into that fake completely. Like,
Yeah, right?
the Astra as well as the Jet, where they were still positioned on the A side, which kind of made life a bit difficult for Team FANGS. But then this time around, they're going for a YOLO B push, and I guess they wouldn't really stop. Right, Ghost will nullify one player, will get two of his own. Will he get a third? Not really. Cole finally gets him, but with the Hunter's Fury, God Vex, he gets another one for himself. This turns into a 3v2. Very much doable for Enigma Gaming to kind of put any sort of competitiveness into this game. 6-12 is the score line, and Team FANGS, they'll try to kind of clean things up just in this round itself.
Oh, God, Vexy almost got that kill. Dinks him in the face, though. Does make the situation a little doable because now Team Enigma have the HP advantage, and they've got a run back available on Hika as well. The lockdown will delay them just a little bit, and the absence of the Hunter's Fury will just keep them off the site for that much longer. There are two ultimates available on Team Enigma too, and as soon as this happens, Hika will go inside. The Cosmic Divide comes through, forcing all the players of Team FANGS to come outside that boathouse area and fight them. But Hika's running down, will be taken down. Cactus gets the kill onto Ezzy. It's just him left in a 1v2. He does have all the utility to work with, but I believe that this Cosmic Divide will actually work against him now because they can play around it. And he's not got enough angles to cover. Trying to bait out the defuse, they will try to fight him. Both of them peek him at the same time, almost turned around. But V2 will shut it down in the end. Really good stuff by Team FANGS as they are able to win on the map pick of Team Enigma here.
Yeah, right. I mean, this was Team Enigma's pick, and honestly, they kind of faltered right from the start. Team FANGS, they were pretty good, kind of flawless right from the beginning when they started the defense, read on to what Team Enigma were planning on their attacking side, and then kind of repeat the same when their chance for attacking came, and didn't really give Enigma any sort of opportunity. We kind of saw a glimmer of hope, a glimpse of hope when Team Enigma Gaming got 2 rounds at the start of the second half, but then that was about it when Team FANGS just clean sweep Team Enigma Gaming off their foot.
Yeah, I love the way how Team FANGS were able to string that momentum together, especially in the last few rounds when they are winning just everything on the defensive side. If it's a retake, they're able to win. If it's not a retake, if they just have to defend, even then they're able to win. And the utility damage is so disruptive, so good. I mean, if I was in Team Enigma, I would be annoyed out of my mind right now. I think that's the single most important reason why Team FANGS were able to stop Team Enigma like that. All that utility damage is just on point. Shock darts, swarm grenades, gravity wells to bait players into the shock darts. Just so good. So good.
Yep, absolutely. And also the fact that they were winning the aim duels. We'll move on to the match highlights and discuss what's up front as well. But, talking about this game, again, Team FANGS looked in control right from the start. Be it utility usage, be it aim duels. They're winning it all. Sure, Enigma Gaming kind of put up a fight. And they will have a chance, right? On Haven, they will have a good chance of eating things up. But on Ascent, it was Team FANGS who kind of stole the show.
Yeah, they definitely did. And I do believe that it was Team FANGS on the defensive side that really were able to put up that massive lead. And it worked against them in the second half as well when they were on the attacking side because they knew, because they had the stronger defense and they knew what Enigma Gaming were doing wrong on their attacking side. They knew exactly what they needed to do in order to stop all that utility damage from being thrown at them. They did not let Team Enigma use the same tricks. In fact, they forced errors out of Enigma Gaming because several times the only thing working in the favor of Team Enigma Gaming on their attacking side was their split pushes. Every time they went in for those vanilla A rushes, it just did not work in their favor. So that was something the Team FANGS did not do. They had a little deeper playbook because we saw that double fake, right? Go towards A, try to sell you're going B, but then go A again. Yeah, that kind of stuff, it kept on happening by Team FANGS even when they were in the second half. So all that... all those brain games really did pay off for Team FANGS. And it's not like it was a very complicated brain game as well. No, it's just Team FANGS being committed to the play that they want to make, not budging, not changing their plans, even though Team Enigma make things a little bit difficult for them. And even if they do adjust, it's not the kind of adjustment that, oh no, we have lost A, let's go B. Nah, not that kind of adjustment. They just adjust in, on the basis of what utility they have remaining, what utility they can use, what they are missing. And some of these executes do rely on very important utility, like let's say the Astra. You have to rely on her smokes to execute. You've got the Lears. You have to rely on the timing. You have to peak when that happens. So, depending on who's missing, they are able to adjust, and they're able to adjust pretty well. So, really good stuff by Team FANGS over here, being the more versatile team and outsmarting Team Enigma. I also love the approach from Team Enigma. Like, they try to be disruptive, especially in these retake situations. Unfortunately, they were not as disruptive and not as great as Team FANGS were, because FANGS were able to disrupt them without even showing their faces, whereas Team Enigma had to commit their men to do it, which just put them at a little bit more of a risk. So that's how the first map unfolds. That's how Team Enigma lose their own map pick. We're going to be heading into Ascent next. Let's see what happens over there. But for that, you guys are going to have to wait a tiny little bit. We are going to give the players a little bit of break so that they can recollect themselves, hopefully bring back a much more cohesive side in the second game. We're going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are watching the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short break. Hey guys, welcome back to TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Make sure that before we start, you scan that barcode that's flashing on your screen so that you can get your Red Bull cans. I have one right here.
Where's
So,
mine?
you'll get it salty in a couple of weeks, I guess. I mean, the lockdown situation does make delivery a little difficult.
Yeah.
So, it's okay. I guess you'll get yours in a bit. But hey, Red Bull gives you energy, and right now, Team Enigma needs all of it. They need all the energy that they can get because they've lost their own map pick. They lost Haven. I'm sorry, they lost Ascent, and now we are heading towards Haven. So it does seem that FANGS will be pretty comfortable going into this map. And given how one-dimensional the rushes from Team Enigma were this time, I'm a little concerned for what's going to happen in the next one.
Absolutely. And also, there is one important thing, like you mentioned, right? You mentioned Team Fangs doing that fake situation. And now that in Haven they have 3 sites, right? That is going to exponentially blow up as well. We have the team picks on our screen right now. Ezzy, kind of on the Astra. We have the default picks more or less, and nothing surprising apart from this time around. We can see a Sage on the
Yeah.
Hika.
Yeah.
So,
He's going for
so
a Sage
single
instead of a
duelist.
duelist. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, single duelist composition on Team Enigma Gaming. On the other side, Team Fangs. They look the same, just like from Ascent.
Yeah, the only difference is instead of a Rain at this time, they've got the Phoenix. I guess the run it back does provide a
Yeah,
lot more, value in terms of fragging. But yeah, I do believe that the lineups are not that similar this time around. Like last time, it was more or less the same. It's just the Reyna instead of a Phoenix, and both of them fulfill the similar roles. This time, Hika on a Sage. Now, what kind of a Sage is he going to be? Is he going to be one of those battle Sages, or is he going to nicely and safely play for his team, just hold down the areas and watch his team cover up some exits? Is that the kind of stage he's going to go for, or is it going to be a battle stage? I do hope it's a battle stage because that's the spicier one. But the proper stage does give Team Enigma a lot more to work with, especially when they are starting on the defensive side.
yeah. I mean, the wall is going to be pretty crucial as well. I guess
Mhm.
the fact that you can take down a few entries completely and kind of force the issue on the other sides goes to
Mhm.
show that Hika can be a good player. But the kind of playing style he possesses, right, just like you mentioned, I would be expecting him to kind of take those unorthodox peaks and try and take the
Yeah.
fight to Team Fangs.
I also expect Hika to do something unorthodox, like using the barrier orb to give him some verticality and peek out of some unexpected angles. I kind of expect him to do something like that. If he does all of that, it would be really exciting, to be honest. And let's see what these guys have in store for us as we are about to jump into Haven, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We've got Team Enigma on defense. We've got Fangs on attack. And right off the bat, let's take a look at the setup, what these guys are doing. They've positioned Hika on the B site, so no surprises over there. He's got a barrier up, which he should probably put up soon or later. Doesn't, I mean, can't really say that for sure just yet because depending on the timing of his aggression, he will put up that barrier up. 2 players on the A side for Team Enigma. That's going to be Gormexi and Batman. And we are ready to go. The most of Team Fangs is trying to come outside of A. They're starting to pick up these fights, and as soon as Batman hears all those footsteps, he's going to fall right back. They know this is the A push. They're going to fall back. And Hika is saving his barrier orb to wall probably either long or short off. Let's see if he's able to put it up in time, though. All the smokes go through, and one of them is a one-way. The swarm grenades still make things a little bit awkward as he burns Batman to a crisp, and now the retake, it won't even come through when the plant can't come through. Jesus Christ! Team FANGS, they shut down ENIGMA before they even go for the spike plant. They had the rotations in time as well, as he does make things a little bit awkward, as he's now bought a 1v3 situation for himself.
True that. Oh, I guess Smoker will he go aggressive into the smoke? Tries to kind of take down Ezzy at one shot. But the fact that Jet was taken down by B2 right off the bat, the actual flank from Team ENIGMA Gaming was very crucial. But the fact that he was nullified by B2 just goes to show how prepared they were. The shock dart again takes away a little bit of the HP, and Ezzy falls down to his grave. In Team FANGS, they pick up the game right where they left off on Ascent, right? They kind of go on that aggressive route, completely obliterate Team ENIGMA Gaming off the surface of the site A.
Yeah, and I love the way how Team FANGS are using their utility once again. Like, they've got the standard Astra smokes in Heaven and on the Defender entrance. Those are the two smokes that almost every controller puts down. But then, I love the way how they counter the smokes from Team ENIGMA. As he put down a one-way on long, how do they deal with it? They make the dash right pass. The majority of them come in from short, so that means the one-way is basically negated, and they've got nothing to defend this site with. This time, Team ENIGMA are nowhere on the A side, whereas FANGS have already reached there. They're starting to breach the side open, and they should be able to plant without any problems. I believe we have a 5v5 retake on our hands, and it's going to be a little difficult.
Spike planted.
Yep, certainly it is going to be a bit difficult, but then the fact that Team FANGS, they are already on the post-plant situations, kind of goes to show that this defense is going to be a bit difficult for them to break, especially when the shock darts come in. They don't really have a lot of avenues to come from, right? The Phoenix wonderfully holding down the CT area with the flashes. It's going to be a bit difficult for Team ENIGMA Gaming to kind of break through. The Jet dashes in, uses the cloudburst to kind of make something happen, but then FANGS will shut them down. Godvexy trying to be overly ambitious, but then a flurry of frags and trades come in the favor of Team FANGS, and everything falls in their favor. Just like you mentioned, they had the sheriffs to kind of work with, so it was a bit easy for them to shut down the aggression, shut down the retake. But good stuff from Team FANGS, and also the amount of respect Team ENIGMA Gaming is providing them, right? Just kind of falling back and giving all side control. Just goes to show that they really need to step up the game and take the fight to Team FANGS.
Yeah, Ghost dashed in towards that long area into his own cloudburst, hoping that he would be the bait, he would be the distraction, and the rest of his teammates will pick up the kills. But nah, that just did not happen. They dealt with Ghost using the guy who's under Heaven, and the same guy then doubled up onto the players coming in from Defender spawn. This time, they are hitting the C side with everything they've got. They've got control of Garage, which unfortunately won't be that easy to take, as Batman is able to win the duel over there. The rest of them are heading just outside of the Nebula on C. So the two players in Garage will have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders, and they are actually delivering because they've got the spike under their control now.
Yeah, true that. What can Team FANGS do? They are falling, and Batman takes Smoker down as well. Complete spike control. B2 has a lot of responsibility. Will try and drop a few weapons on the opposite camp. I guess that is the most important goal for them at this point, but then two players guarding down the spike, it's going to be a bit difficult for him to kind of do anything being spotted. And the Jet coming in on the backstab will get shut down as well. Team ENIGMA Gaming, they bring round one round back, but most importantly, they keep it clean and have all their players surviving.
Yeah, and I love the way how Team ENIGMA were able to adjust so quickly. Given that they have that better weaponry this time, they will, won the round anyway. But I love the way how these guys doubled up on Garage as soon as they realized that this is going to be a C crunch from Garage and the C long corridors. They were also aware of the fact that FANGS will be waiting in that Nebula on C long, the one where Batman just placed his swarm grenade. That's where they usually are waiting. So this time, even if they use that Nebula to come and close the distance, Batman can just easily activate a swarm grenade and negate that play. We are seeing a lot more counterplays from Team ENIGMA this time as compared to the last round. The last map.
Yeah, and by the looks of it again, a little of an aggressive position for Ghost, honestly, will try and take the fight. Takes Cactus, one by these puts headshot machine as well. Wonderfully done over there. 2 quick kills and not falling back again. The Aldrone will reveal his position, might go on the back foot, but he has a dash equipped to fall back to safety. 2 early kills, which grants Team Enigma the man advantage to work with. Now, it's going to be a bit difficult for Team FANGS, but they can kind of try and put all their eggs on one basket, but the backstab might be coming in. Look at Badman, though. He's already on the move to try and wrap them around from behind. This can be pretty crucial, and B2 kind of realizes that there might be someone coming in on the back lines.
Yeah, I hope Badman is up for the challenge. They probably will not check his angle, but then if they make even a little bit of noise, he will be able to relay the information back to his team. They already have
seconds
a
left.
little idea that the remaining members of Team FANGS might go C. And you can how Jezzy is just jump spotting them. He's got Batman's utility to help him out as well. Precon dot destroyed. He uses the gravity well to make sure that they don't come through, and Batman is already on the backstab. He's able to make everyone vulnerable and then set up Batman for success. The crunch completely turned around.
Bring down the shutters on the C side and then take them down. Wonderfully done, wonderfully set up by Batman. And then Ezzy, the way he kind of set up the C side, and just like you mentioned, set up Batman for success over there, completely locks them out of sight. And then Batman was there to kind of catch all the players with their pants down. But 2-2 is the scoreline. Enigma Gaming doing good this time around. They are doing a lot of good stuff this time, but just like you mentioned, things can go south anytime.
Yeah, and this whole round is just credit to the 2 opening frags that Ghost was able to get.
Yeah.
I mean, Badman was in a great position, but this time Ghost wants to play aggressively somewhere else. Last time he pushed down the A sewers. This time he's pushing C long, and he's got so much information over here. He will be able to make the crunch happen very, very quickly. And take a look at how Team Enigma are adjusting on the back of it. They're positioning themselves on the B side, 2 players on A. They know that nobody's going to be on C, so they are expecting a heavy rush towards Garage and B. So definitely they're reading this right. They've got the mid take ready.
Oh no. Oh no, the turret isn't gonna spot Jet. He gets 2, he gets 3, wonderfully done. The turret was not even placed for a backstab. 4th kill already breaking in his coast. He gets everybody. Comes in from the back lines and completely shuts them down. Wonderfully done. And just like you mentioned, the setup was so perfect. They set up those defenses like 2 on A side, 2 on B side, because they knew that it's going to be a B and Garage push, and Ghost, man, completely clean sweeps them.
Like I said, this guy hits you like a ghost. You'll never see him coming. And by the time he's already there,
Here.
the horror movie has begun. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Too late to call the exorcists.
Too late to call the exorcist. But then this time around again, they are tripping things up, right? Team FANGS trying to make something happen on the A shots area. Not afraid this time around. Ghost isn't really there on the A side to make any sort of aggressive play happen. Hika still trying to prevent the Carnage coming in from the A long region as well. No reinforcements. That is what I can see.
Oh my god, this is so crucial. All those nanoswarm grenades are just making them delayed, but the Hunter's Fury might just make things a little bit awkward for them. Can they actually make this work though? Because this is still a 3v4, but the rotations are already here.
Badman shut down by the Astral Divide. As soon as the wall goes down, he will be exposed, but he actually gets Kohli. Nonetheless, Smoke is still there as well. 1v2 on his shoulders. His position has been given out, and he will be shut down as well. KJ Def over there. Triple kill for B2 to work with. Team FANGS, they're actually coming back. Good stuff from them. The fact that they used so many utility and so many ultimates in that round just goes to show that they were committed to win that one.
Yeah, they were definitely committed, and they make that work too. Team FANGS, though, they are starting to fall prey to their own tactics. Every time the run-it-back comes through, Enigma are able to put up that gravity well, put up that swarm grenade, just negate the run-it-back body completely. But unfortunately, even after all of it, even after just making sure that the Phoenix doesn't get anything done, Team FANGS are still able to win that round. Really good job, but let's see if they are able to do it again. This could be crucial. Ghost has a good angle. He sees 2 of them cross. He's going to relay the information back over to his teammate, God Vexy, and he will be prepared for them. At the same time, Enigma starting to just doubt themselves. They spot too many players on the A side, and the rotations are here. But I hope that they're ready to deal with this operator, though. There is a lurker in the form of Headshot Machine on C. He's just chilling over here, and he's waiting for his teammates to sell this fake. The bomb in the hands of B2 just outside. So these guys dashing back will kind of indicate to Team Enigma that this is indeed a fake. And that's why you can see that Ezzy and Batman are already back on the C side. They've left the B side open because they know that there's no big control presence from Team FANGS. But as soon as I say that, they start to take it. These guys are playing mental warfare with them. And now the lockdown gets committed. But will the spike come through over here? The B side is open for the taking. They should be able to plant it without any difficulties. Only Hika is holding this area, but then Cactus still making things a little difficult on A. He will make sure that the players of Team Enigma are a little bamboozled as FANGS now commit the plants.
Or they are certainly bamboozled. Look at Hika go all through the smoke, trying to make something work, but then the fact that Team Enigma, they've lost a player already. They want to kind of bring it back, right? Especially with the ultimate, trying to buy some time to work with. Badman. They'll push up, we'll find two players, gets turret, but that's not job done. The defuse is already on the make, and the gravity well comes in as well. Couple that with the nano swarm. Boca as well as Badman, they get individual kills, but Headshot, he runs into the smoke, gets taken down as well. Information reveals Smoka still trying to delay their plan. The shock dart will come and doesn't connect. Yes, it does. Hika has been taken down, and there is no way the Team Enigma can pull this off right now.
Team FANGS keep on pulling off these retake situations again and again and again. It's a little weird from Team Enigma right now. Did God Vexy, I'm sorry, not God Vexy. Did Ezzy have his Cosmic Divide available at the start of the round, or did he get it later on? Because usually we see the Lockdown and Cosmic Divide being put up together. It works in combination. But Ezzy did not use it when Batman used his Lockdown, so that definitely makes me question what Enigma were doing.
Interesting. Ghost with the AWP will have the cue that there is an AWP being taken but doesn't connect. Still is in an aggressive position, but by the looks of a Team FANGS, they really want to see execute. Dashes in. Go! 2 with 1! Izzy triples up on it. 3 players have been wiped down from Team FANGS in a matter of seconds, and suddenly Team Enigma have all the space in the world. They have spike control as well. The Nebula shuts down Smoka, and there is nothing much that this guy can do, especially with the AWP staring at him. Smoka will be nullified as well, and B2 pushing up. This will...
This will make things a little bit awkward. Like, B2 had no idea that Hika crossed over. Now, he's gonna assume that these guys are pushing C long. They just have no idea that they pushed A instead, and then they got taken down by the alarm bot. Yeah, it's a little awkward, but they still don't know where B2 is, and he should be able to catch Batman off guard. Now he needs to work against Hiccup. Can he make this work? Yes, he can. 1v3 now. God Vexy to face him next, and he will make sure that damage is controlled.
Yep, 2 players down on the side of Enigma Gaming, but the fact that Ghost is still popping off is one of the reasons why Team Enigma Gaming have been winning these rounds, right? I mean, most of them, I feel like 2 or 3 out of them have been individual brilliance from Ghost. Sure, his team has been setting him up, but Ghost has been delivering on those kills most of the times.
Yeah, Ghost definitely does deliver. And that's the problem. They're relying a bit too much on Ghost, because every time he does push up, either A shot or C, they're able to make all of those aggressive plays happen. But every time they play passively, every time they react to what Team FANGS are doing, they sort of have a disadvantage.
This time around, the Owl Drone gives away his position. Hika completely stuck in the corner, will try and take something aggressive, but then on the bullets, showered on him, gets headshot machine. The Jet comes in, Godvex, he doubles up on it as well. 2 early kills. Team FANGS have been kind of shot down, but Batman rotates. He gets 2 of his own. And now completely shutting down Team FANGS. Only 1 player survives with the classic, not really working in. Smoker. Oh my god, had to rely on that frenzy of his, but I mean, that's good stuff, right? Got a few kills over there, but still 2 players surviving to Team Enigma who are capable of winning the round back and bring it home.
Yeah, good stuff by Team Enigma as they now finally figured out how to stop those B crunches. The counter aggression by Batman as he pushes out a garage was perfect. You know, I believe it was B2 who was watching for that garage push.
Yeah.
But then B2 got distracted for like just 2 seconds, and that's when Batman came through. The timing is just impeccable on this man.
True that. This time around, we have 4 ultimates on the side of Team Enigma Gaming, right? They have the round advantage as well. They can double on it because last time we remember they kind of went on to the second half being 8-4 down. So this is something which they would really want to avoid. Huntersfield comes out as well, goes for a YOLO C rush, gets Batman as he shuts him down, but that's good job done already. Huntersfield comes out, Godvexy will try and buy some time for his team and completely clears out the C long area. But I guess they don't really care about it right now because most of them are already on the move on the A side. And Enigma Gaming, the read on that is perfect, and Ghost connecting the shot with the operator, deletes Kohli.
Yeah, he does. Oh, but Ghost gets shot down mid-air! He tried to go for the updraft plus Blaze Storm combination, but he gets denied. Oh, that's a disgusting shot.
That certainly is a disgusting shot. 4v4. The retake is going to be a bit difficult.
Certainly, 4v4. This does make things even more awkward, especially when the lockdown comes through. They're now going to be forced to get away from this one. But still, the Cosmic Divide is not coming through. I wonder why that is happening. They're probably going to use it after these guys have been forced to, to leave the site.
Oh no. 4 players. They will try and go for the defuse, but then Cactus, he is so well positioned. I don't think they have enough time to work with. Do they? Nah.
Very, very weird combination with all of that. Like, the Cosmic Divide was just downright awkward. I believe it should have come through as soon as the lockdown was put down as well. Or maybe as soon as the lockdown popped. Because that's what happens. You gotta use the lockdown to make sure that the players on the side get clear. And then you lock them out of the site so that they can't shoot through this. The only thing that they can do to stop the defuse from happening is maybe use a couple of, I don't know, shock darts or maybe swarm grenades. That's the only thing that can penetrate the Cosmic Divide.
Yeah, 3 players were completely pinned down in that area, but then this time around again, Ghost with the op has been very crucial, but this time the smoke is almost perfect. Still try and take an aggressive peek, will try and bring down the man advantage, but I guess Team FANGS are very prepared for it. But look at this though, 2 players creeping out near the garage doors. Badman, if he forces out, I guess they are well prepared for an aggression from Badman, and I guess they want to nullify that first.
Yeah. Once again, it seems like Team FANGS are just trying to creep up towards the B site. And there is a good read on this. Godvexy finally does deliver onto the frag on Smoke A. This will make Team Enigma a little awkward on their backstab as well, because they're going to be so worried about it. They can't really focus on the B attack. They put down the lockdown, but they don't, capture any ground on the back of it. So this is definitely awkward.
You're right, isn't it? I mean, Batman is in prime position to kind of shut down Kohli with the Spectre. Shouldn't have been given that amount of space. And look at that, goes 1 by 1 as well as Ezzy. They will shut down these players, just popping in like popsicles out of the garage area. And well, easy stuff for Team Enigma Gaming. Sure, just like you mentioned, they don't really go aggressive on the back of that ultimate, the KJ ultimate, and don't go B. Instead, they try and move past garage area. It's going to be a bit awkward for them to kind of execute that.
And I believe it was awkward because they were worried about a backstab from Godvexy. They had the plans to put down that lockdown and go towards the B side, something that they have done in the past. But the last time they got backstab, it was by Badman via Garage. This time they were prepared for Badman, but they were not prepared for Godvexy to come through from A. So these little things that Team Enigma keep on changing are making things difficult for Team FANGS to come through.
This time around, again, a similar tactic. All of this to kind of prevent Batman from pushing in. Astral Divide as well as Cactus trying to kind of go in and plant the spike early this time around. It's going to be a bit difficult, right? All the shock darts coming in. Team Enigma is just waiting for the right time to get the spike planted and provide all the respect. And then they can actually shut them down completely outside the entrance. Batman still in position, and everyone else is in prime position to shut him down as well. Batman has been completely taking down Ezzy and Ghost. They did 2 kills on the back of it. This can be interesting because Godvexy is charging in, and look at that Cactus, he shuts him down, everything, but nobody can actually take down the diffuser. So many kills for Team FANGS, but nobody could actually take down the Sage.
Good stuff by Team FANGS as they are somehow able to bring this round back in their favor. And this time they were prepared for Team Enigma's B retakes. Cosmic Divide was used pretty well too, although it could have been better if Team Enigma were playing aggressively on the back of it. And it worked out to some extent. They were able to clear that area. And Enigma Gaming were able to bring it back to some extent. It's just a little late for them. So this has been a pretty messy affair so far. These B retakes, they're just so complicated. It boils down to people throwing bodies at each other, all the trades boiling down. And yeah, at the end of the day, it depends on which one of these sides win the trades. The delaying utility from Team FANGS has been pretty impressive so far. Let's see if they're able to do it again.
Yeah, the sound cues given away, but still Cactus couldn't really capitalize on it. Ghost again kind of pulling off the jet diff, right? He's been crucial. He's been instrumental on what Team Enigma has been pulling in. Second frag for this guy. Might actually get a third, but no, Smoker shuts him down. Traded off by Hika as well. This is good stuff. Team Enigma have complete side control, walled off, but B2 is already in. Nobody is aware of it. I guess both those players are in, and Ezzy will understand that by the turret, but then B2 gets Ezzy. One by one, the trades come in, but individually, it's Team Enigma who get more kills for themselves, and also the round on the back of it.
Good stuff, as these guys continue to deliver in retake situations. Enigma Gaming, though, unfortunately, this time making sure that they are the better team. The crossfires were just too strong. Really good usage of the barrier orb over there. They shut down that defender entrance. Unfortunately, B2 was beyond it. So it's kind of an iffy situation where B2, even though the barrier orb did not block him out, he did not want to peek out of the nebula, so that did not give him the advantage right away. But this time it seems like once again Team Enigma are going for a default. They're splitting up. They're sending two players down the C-long corridor, which should give them enough things to work with. But they will soon realize that this is a full 5-man stack, and this crossfire is just way too deadly to break open. Will they be actually able to do it though? Oh, Ghost not looking. How is he allowed to get away with all of that? This is a 5-man C stack, and they're still picking up all the kills. This is weird. Downright weird. How did they get so many kills? I mean, given that this is an eco round, they're not supposed to get it. But still, 2 versus 5?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Ghost just walked on the side, especially with the Vandal, and got 2 kills, and nobody even was aware of his positioning. It's good stuff, right? You mentioned the fact that Team FANGS were actually withholding all their utility. There was no utility from Team Enigma Gaming as well.
There was this one, like the standard stars being deployed to cover up, but they didn't pop that smoke. They just made, they went for a contact play. That's what Team Enigma did, and it ends up working out in their favor. I like it though. Enigma Gaming, even in Ascent, they relied quite a lot on contact plays, but they threw around some utilities, so it doesn't exactly remain a contact play. Oh my god, so much aggression towards the base side. This time, Cactus can't make it work. He does get 1 frag, but that's all she wrote for him. Smokey does capitalize on the back of it, but he's got 2 players trying to swarm him from the other side. Takes 1 down before he finally hits the dust. But he's given his team enough of an advantage.
Last player standing.
Yeah. But Kohli, he actually brings down Batman. Is quite low on the HP side of it, but Ezzy, with that perfect positioning, with the stars being placed as well, it's practically impossible for Kohli to actually do something on the back of this positioning, especially with all the I guess the position has been given away as well, right? Batman, he knew where he was. The only avenue for Kohli to come in is from the heavens region. The gravity well pops up. Ezzy will wait for the perfect time in the world. It's chess game, 1v1, both of them just try to run down the clock, but Ezzy is as composed as ever. Really looking in the wrong direction, will get shut down, easy stuff. But yeah, I mean, good stuff from Team Enigma Gaming to get that early run advantage and then wonderfully capitalizing on it.
I like the way how this time Team Enigma just straight up went for that A push. It's weird how these one-dimensional rushes did not work for them in Ascent, but they are working for them in Haven. They're able to brute force their way in, and the funny part is FANGS had 3 players positioned on the A side this time around, but they were still able to brute force their way through. Usually they do have a little bit of default action going on, and Enigma are the kind of team that thrives off of defaults, but they did not need it this time around.
Yeah. Team FANGS on the eco shouldn't really be a surprise if Team Enigma kind of clean sweep them, missing the shots. Ezzy easily fragging on Kohli and B2, and then I guess the rotate is going to be a bit too late. Complete side control on the C side. The spike is still not down though, so that kind of gives some time to work with for Team FANGS, but even with all the time in the world, I guess it's going to be a bit too difficult for them.
Yeah, but God Vexy will be able to shut down this route before they ever reach the C side. But that doesn't happen. Headshot machine, he's able to pick up the kill. Good stuff. They will be able to pick up at least one gun, so at least that's something.
Yeah.
Enemy remaining.
But Ghost, I mean, this man has nerves of steel, honestly. Is completely... He doesn't even bother about the gravity well. Just headshots casually, the Phoenix, and then takes another round home. 11th round for Team Enigma Gaming, and they've been doing everything right and not even giving an opportunity for Team FANGS to build up on that economy.
Yeah. Team FANGS finally starting a tactical timeout. Much needed too. If they don't do it, then Team Enigma will be able to walk away with this game, and we will go to map number 3, which is very, very difficult for both these teams, honestly. Let's take a look at what Enigma have been doing right. So whenever they go for one of those standard A rushes or C rushes, they're able to do it well because the utility is well timed this time around. The gravity wells come through at the right time. The cosmic, not the cosmic divide, they only used it once. It was pretty good, but the nebulas come through at the right time. The shock darts land at almost the same time as the jet dashing in. So the coordination and the tandem between God Vexy and Ghost over here is really, really good. And take a look at what Ghost has been doing. Like, he's got 23 frags, 11 deaths. Even Ezzy is sitting on 16-5. So it's not just that. It's also the fact that Team Enigma players are just popping off individually, even in terms of kills. And they're setting each other up for success. The trade game from Enigma is much more stronger this time around. And sometimes when they don't rely on these one-dimensional rushes, their executes are based off of a little bit of defaulting action as well. So like the default for the first few seconds of the round, they gather information, they make their presence known all across the map, kind of make Team FANGS spread their defense as well, because they think, oh, this is the default, we also need to go for our defaults, we can't stack on these sides. Oh my goodness. And a Hunter's Fury right off the bat. Can he pick up anyone though? Unfortunately, no.
Nobody tagged as well, but Ghost is gonna push up. This man has no fear. He actually takes 2 of them down and completely clears out the seaside. All of them coming in from defender spawn. Ghost, will he get another one? The Cactus shuts him down. That does not buy them enough time. The spike is gonna go down nonetheless. Smoker will get complete garage control on the back of that Owl drone and air shot machine, trying to go aggressive with the running back, but gets shot down by Ezzy yet again. But Cactus, look at his positioning. He's gonna shut up. No way, that's not Team Enigma, but sure, they did good stuff, right? Sure, Ghost played really well, but that whiff onto the Sova, it was disastrous.
Yeah, unfortunately, the retake just could not come through. Really good stuff by Team Enigma over here as they're able to hold on, but I kind of feel like this was a little bit of an oversight from Team FANGS rather than Team Enigma doing well. Like, they had the angles placed really well, the players of Team FANGS. The Enigma guys were not watching the proper angles. They were only focusing on the left-hand side of that green box, but they did not realize that people can already sneak through. So yeah, that does make things a little bit awkward. This time, Team FANGS have 3 players on the A side. Unfortunately, that is exactly where Enigma Gaming is headed. So this could be a little bit of a trap if they walk into it.
Yep. Fortunately, unfortunately, we'll find out, but the lockdown comes in as well. Ghost again will try and push up, and he will shut down Cactus. The Blade Storm wasn't really effective there. Ghost again gets another one. This man has been pushing in. YOLO Smoker. He's been taking. He actually shuts down Ghost, but he's been completely detained by the KJ ultimate. 4v3. It's going to be a bit difficult for Team FANGS to kind of make anything on the back of it, because 3 players on the retake completely shut down. The city area has been shut down as well. The Heavens region has been completely smoked off. The Astral Divide, I don't think it's going to do much, but I guess they want to put all that they have and try and execute this one. He actually gets onto the Sova and wonderfully traded out by Ezzy and Badman as Team Enigma. They win the second game pretty comfortably, honestly. 13-5 is a pretty comfortable scoreline.
Yeah, we are going to map number 3, I guess. This was a pretty good game by Team Enigma as they were solid all throughout.
Yeah, we are certainly going to map number 3, which is going to be Icebox. And Team Enigma Gaming kind of showed a different version of themselves, right? The first map, they were kind of giving in a lot of unforced errors on the side of Team FANGS, but this time around, they were absolutely flawless. And And Ghost deserves, I believe, all the credit because the amount of real estate that that man has been buying for his team is just unmatched.
I swear to God, not just real estate. This guy has been popping off. He keeps on playing so aggressively that he's almost on the spawn of their opponent teams. Let's take a
Yeah.
look at the highlights and we'll see exactly how much damage he's done. Sometimes he overextends, and that is kind of a mistake, but that's completely okay because his teammates, they don't let a sacrifice go to waste.
You're right. I mean, I guess Ghost has been given kind of the free roam role in the map itself. They just wanted him to go ham and get whatever he can. And I guess he has succeeded, especially in this map. He was popping off, be it C side, be it garage, be it A side. This man has been pushing in without a lot of utility. I mean, the smokes were certainly there, but just imagine dashing in without any flash, without anything, and just killing the players casually on the opposite camp. Yep, that takes a lot of skill, and I guess this is where he really started his ascent. The first two frags, which gave them that advantage, and in the next round, he picks up an ace, and after that, he just doesn't stop.
Yeah, he doesn't. That ace was also pretty impressive. Like, he came in from behind, just spray transfers onto two of their players, immediately goes ahead, changes positions, and he's prepared for the next few players as well. And it was Ghost who was actually giving his team all this advantage because every time he pushes any area of the map, be it sewers, be it sea, the rest of his team can adjust accordingly. So they know that Ghost is acting like a live recon dot on that part of the map. He's crunching in from that side. His teammates, they come in from this side and they sandwich their
Yeah.
opponents in between.
Yeah. Again, like I do have a question in mind. Do you think like it was on a send where Ghost didn't really pop off, and that is one of the reasons why Team Enigma Gaming lost that game?
It's
Because I just saw on the scoreboard that Ghost had a combat score of 430, which is insane.
Yeah, that wait, what really? I didn't pay attention to the
430.
combat score. I didn't pay attention to the statistics, but
430.
400, dude, that's ridiculous. Anything above 350 is actually very impressive.
Yeah, so right. I mean, that is one of the reasons which I mean, I'm not sure, right? I wouldn't completely boil down the victory for Team Enigma Gaming to Ghost completely, but
Yeah.
when you talk about on Ascent, right, that was one map where it didn't pop off. Sure, that he had good kills, but this heroics on Haven was just something which was unearthly.
I mean, I wouldn't exactly. So here's the thing. Team Enigma did not change up too much. The only
Hmm.
difference that we saw in Enigma's playstyle this time around was that they were going for defaults a lot more. But if you take away the default, if you take away the defaults at the starting 10 seconds of the round, they always crunch up and then they hit a side together. It's an execute.
Yeah.
It's just that there's a little bit of waiting phase before the execute actually comes through because Haven allows you the freedom to spread around in defaults and, actually sell fakes. It's just that Ascent does not have that much tactical depth. So even if you do sell a fake, it's pretty easy for the defenders to read what you're doing. So you have to rely on those executes right at the start of the round. I believe that the only difference that Enigma was doing on the attacking side was this. They went for defaults and then they go for the executes rather than going for executes right at the start. But that doesn't change things. The main key factor over here is still the same. Team Fangs not able to get in utility damage. They were doing utility, they were using utility well in only two aspects. That's the fact that they use the gravity wells to delay the pushes from Team Enigma. But after that,
Hmm.
there's no disruptive utility. There's no hot hands that will stop you from planting, or nanostorm grenades, or shock darts. All that just does not happen. Partially because your Sova dies right at the start. They were hitting the A
Yeah.
side quite often. And the A side does feel like a little weaker for Team Fangs over here. But whenever they went on the C side, Team Fangs and Team Enigma were more or less evenly matched, except for that one round where we saw the whiff. But I can't. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that never blames it on the aim. It's just that which angles you clear, which angles you don't clear. So
Hmm.
that's what it really just boils down to. And Team Enigma were a lot more dynamic this time around. They had a lot more options in their playbook, and to some extent, Team Fangs was not able to get a read onto them. They were struggling to get their players rotating on time. And that's weird because the rotations failed organically. It's not like
Hmm.
Enigma was sending someone mid every time to cut off the rotations. No, that never came through. It only happened like 2 rounds. That's it. So Enigma not cutting off their rotates, but Fang still messing up. That's kind of an unforced error. And I believe that's where Team Enigma thrived this time around.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's also very weird. The Team Fangs, they felt comfortable on Team Enigma's map pick, and on Team Enigma's map pick, on
Yeah.
Team Fangs' map pick, Team Enigma, they were absolutely reading the gameplay from Team Fangs almost perfectly. We don't know what to expect on Icebox. Just like Assassin mentioned, I do have the Icebox official Icebox jersey on me, but I mean, it's not the official. Just saying,
What?
but.
Okay, cool.
Just saying, but yeah, I'm interested to see what the third map actually is brings on store.
Yeah, me too. But unfortunately, before we start with Icebox, we are gonna go on a little bit of a break. We need to give the players a little bit of time to reset. So, ladies and gentlemen, go grab some food, go grab some dinner. We're gonna go on a tiny break, but after that, we will return with Icebox. You guys are watching TEC Gauntlet, powered by WD Black and powered by AMD Ryzen Radeon. Welcome back after the break, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are watching TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We are about to jump into map number 3. Both these teams need energy, and so do I. That's why I've got my Red Bull can right next to me. You can get yours by scanning this barcode and visiting the link. Either way, Salty, both teams have picked up maps off of each other. Like Enigma
Mm-hmm.
winning Ascent. No, sorry, Fangs winning Ascent, which was Enigma's map pick. And
Yep.
then Enigma winning Haven, which was Fang's map pick. So both teams have basically exchanged each other's maps. Now we're going to
Yeah.
Icebox, which is neutral ground. What do you think is going to happen?
Just like neutral venues are supposed to be. No real data to kind of back up. I'm not sure Icebox. I don't believe either of them have Icebox as one of their strongest maps. So it's going to be a level playing field.
Really?
Looking at the pick, It's going to be Kohli on the Viper, which is, again, a very crucial agent on this map. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think Enigma is going to pick up a Viper here as well?
Oh, of course, Viper is like staple for Icebox right now. You just cannot have something without it. You might even go for a double controller setup, with a Viper
Yeah.
and an Astra, or maybe the Omen if you want the verticality. But I don't think that is what Enigma are going for today. I think they're gonna stick to the regular old Initiator Sentinel controller setup. And they have two
It's
Sentinels. They got
even.
Hekka as well. So yeah, the lineups are more or less similar. Wait,
It's
actually, they're
exactly similar.
completely similar. Yeah, they're completely
Yeah.
similar. We got B2 on the Killjoy, something that he picks up every now and then. Cactus, Smokey, both of them on their default agents as well. Headshot Machine has picked up the Sage this time. I'm assuming this guy is gonna be just looking around, or maybe he's gonna be responsible for shutting down the kitchen area on the defense side. On the side of
Hmm.
Enigma, we've got Batman going for Viper. Ezzy this time on Killjoy. So last time we had Batman on Killjoy. This time we've got Ezzy. So that's a little bit of switcheroo. Godvexy on Sova, Ghost on Jet, Hika on Sage is no surprise. The only surprise is that Batman and Ezzy have, reversed the roles.
Yeah. The role reversal is going to be a bit crucial, but then what really comes down to play on Icebox is how you actually cut down those lines of sight with the Viper, right?
Yeah.
Mid control is going to be essential, but we've seen sometimes teams kind of tend to not even care about the mid control and just play its sight, right? Cut down the sight into two halves and then try and execute it. But it's going to come down on what is comfortable for both Team Fangs and Team Enigma. I guess we need to look at the first few rounds to kind of figure out what their general defaults will be and what their general playstyle is going to be like. But yeah, before that, I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
I believe so I mean, if you take a look at whatever has been happening on Ascent and Haven, I believe I've spoken about utility quite a lot. And
Yeah.
like on Ascent, these guys, the players of Team Fangs, were very disruptive with their utility, which made sure that the players of Enigma can't really go for those plants, can't really stay in post plant positions. In Haven, Team Fangs were not able to do that. This time that Team Fangs is on attacking side on Icebox, I think they will have to rely on their utility usage. But more than that, they will have to bait out all the utility from Team Enigma. That's the only way they can make sure that they don't get stopped while they're trying to plant or while they're trying to enter the site. So what Team Fangs will have to do over here is sell enough fakes or just show presence enough that the players of Team Enigma are forced to use up all their stuff, and then when the actual execute of Team Fangs come through, that's when you capitalize on the lack of utility on Enigma side. So yeah, baiting out utility, baiting out information, and forcing errors will be crucial in a map like Icebox.
Yeah. By the looks of it, Team Enigma, they have a surprising defense setup, especially for the first round, right? I mean, the Sage on Hika playing A, and three players playing B along with the Viper. So there's something which is surprising. I haven't really seen that a lot lately, but then it looks to be a bit difficult for Team Enigma Gaming to deal with because all five players of Team Fangs, they are already huddling outside the A region, which tends to be a bit overwhelming for Hika as well as the Sova there.
Yeah, can be a bit overwhelming. They're gonna have to use the pipes to get over that barrier orb. So far, they're trying to break that barrier orb, and this is about to turn into a very ugly attack. Got Vexy picking off the first kill. He needs backup. The backup is arriving, but will it get here in time? Because so far, there's only two defenders on the A site. Luckily, that's not where these guys are planning to go anymore. They're starting to fall back. Team Fangs taking a little bit of a hiatus from their A assault. But do they actually commit towards the B side, or is it just going to be a repeat, a double fake, and they go towards the A side again?
You're right. Just like you mentioned, this is going to be a double fake because they still try and show their interest towards the A side, right? Getting a few kills right off the bat brings the man advantage a little bit less for Team Enigma Gaming to work with. I mean, look at this, 4v3, Ghost missing that first shot. Oh, he actually gets headshot routine, and Cactus shutting him down. So 1-for-1 trade over there, 2v3. It's going to be a bit difficult for Team Fangs to work with, especially when Cactus has been brought down to like 45 HP to work with. And then the crossfire is just so difficult to deal with. Team Fangs, Enigma Gaming wonderfully get the first round on mode. Just like you mentioned, the reinforcements were timely. It was a bit too late, but then the fact that Team Fangs kind of slowed down their aggression at the start of it gave them enough time for those players to join in the forces.
Yeah, that's correct. And the fact that Ghost went down, it actually worked in the favor of Enigma. You know why? Because even if Ghost died, at least he was able to spot out 2 players towards the A side. So Fangs falling back for a second kind of made Enigma doubt whether or not they will continue coming towards A, but then Ghost confirmed their presence and he was like, yeah, you guys, they're still here. You can continue holding your crossfires. And the crossfires were actually pretty deadly. But that's nice.
Oh, Ghost with the Marshall takes Smoker. An early man advantage to work with, but then P2 actually nullifies that, and Cactus is gonna push through, gets the orb, but then wonderful setup by Godvexy with the Spectre. Takes in a lot of damage as well, deals in a lot of damage. Headshot Machine gets one, a lot of trades come in, but it's gonna be Headshot Machine who pushes through. 6 HP to work with. I don't think it's enough, and yes, it is not enough. Godvexy gets taken down, but Batman comes into his rescue. 2v1 for the KJ. It's going to be a bit difficult for B to kind of work with, but I guess he has the spike, and he will know where the players are going to be coming in. He has information that one player is in the belt region, and one player has just dropped down, misses the right pick, no! Wait, but his position has been given out as well. It's all information, it's all trade game, and he kind of gives away all of his assets over there.
Crunch by Team Enigma. I mean, last time their crossfires were pretty deadly. This time, the fact that they were able to push him into a corner that was pretty deadly. Like, they'd run out of options. The moment he missed that first burst shot onto the Viper, onto Batman, they knew exactly where he is. The poison cloud then forces him to climb up on top of that box, and even though he did not make any noise, Team Enigma knew exactly where he was because they pushed him into that corner. They wanted him to go there, and all the utility forced him to. So really good job by Team Enigma. In the first few rounds, they kind of dictating the pace and the places where Team Fangs can go. So if they keep on pushing Team Fangs, cornering them into these corners where Team Enigma want them to go to, I think they will be able to make this work.
Revealing area.
Interesting wall there from Team Enigma, because generally you try and cut off the entire entrance, but then trying to go for something different is a bit new to me again. Hika being helped by 3 teammates is going to be it's going to be a lot easier for Team Enigma to kind of shut down this game. Cactus already finds his way in, gets Hika, will push forward. Ezzy already trying to make his way towards the next region. They fall down again. A lot of trades come in. 4v3. Going to be a bit difficult, but Team Fangs, they have complete cycling already. Not really, because Ezzy's going to shut down Cody. Yeah.
The spike getting dropped on that zipline tower does make things very, very awkward, but somehow Smokey brings it back. How is he able to do this every time? I love the way how these guys were playing over that because they knew exactly what Team Fangs are about to do. They knew that they're trying to go upstairs, and there were people positioned to stop that spike plant, and it was successful. Like, Team Enigma should have had it in the bag, but then everyone just steps up. The trades go in the favor of Team Fangs, and they back each other up. At one point, all the strategy that Team Fangs and Enigma had planned out just got yeeted out of the window. It all boiled down, nothing. It boiled down to 0, and then all that matters is how often can you throw bodies at each other. Like, it boiled down to a 1v1. That's how close this round was.
Yeah. Again, like Team Fangs have been kind of doing the same thing, right? They are hitting the A side over and over again, and in spite of being shut down repeatedly, they are pretty ambitious of the fact that they will be able to kind of break down the defense. This time around, they send in the owl drone first. Again, they need to make use of the pipes to cross the wall, but this time there is no wall. Surprisingly, Team Enigma, they are allowing Team Fangs to kind of enter side.
And even if they do enter, Team Enigma just trying to play around the toxin screens and the cloudburst. They're just actually making this work. How on earth are they actually able to pull this off? They managed to get hold of a Vandal, and they're using all this utility of Team Fangs to their own advantage. That's brilliant. And they've already got Ghost in the backlines. Nobody knows where he is. Should be able to take down Coley without any difficulty, and then he switches over to the knives to behead Cactus.
Behead Cactus, and he does. Enigma game, I mean, Ghost has been popping off since the second game, and this time around he's been doing the same thing, right? But this time, I guess Hika has been pulling off a lot of responsibility and has been doing a good job, but shifting positions, right? Going towards the B side and leaving the A side for the Viper. is something which is going to be an interesting setup for me.
And again, how Enigma used that toxin screen to their advantage. They were able to get into those obscure positions and make this work. They peek out of rafters when they know that the poison cloud will be covering them. So that's great. Good stuff by Team Enigma over here, as they are now being disruptive. They are pulling off a page of FANGS. They are the ones who are being disruptive with the utility, and they are making things a little awkward for FANGS.
Enemy mark.
Two players trying to push up the B area. It's going to be a very important for Batman to kind of shut down the aggression, right? If he can hold this aggression for way too long, I guess those two players will be in prime position to shut down this. And I guess the Jet is already close. Goes, gets one. No, and Shot Machine takes him down. Cactus takes down Batman as well. And with the snake, with the poison cloud as well coming in, it's going to be very difficult for them to kind of make any sort of things happening.
God, Rexy. Now he's up against the lockdown, and he is all by himself. Can he make this work though? Falls back, letting Smokey a little bit of room, but unfortunately not enough room for him to go in and retrieve the spike. Love the way how Team Enigma entered the Viper's Pit and stopped the plant from happening. This puts them in this advantageous position. They were able to shut down the flankers as well. And Team FANGS had a good read of what Enigma will do. Like, they had a good read of where the backstabs from Enigma will come from, so that was taken care of, but they couldn't stop the... they couldn't expect people to walk into the Viper's Pit and stop the plant from happening in the first place. That's when Team Enigma won the round. And I think I have an idea of what Team FANGS will be discussing in this tactical timeout. Like, they have a few things right. They're able to predict where the backstabs from Team Enigma will come from. So those aspects are under control. They just need to be able to stop the damage from happening. Like, you knew that Cactus is going to come through, but you still let him get away with one kill. Trace came through, no problem. And then again, after that, it was Team FANGS that tried to throw in a backstab of their own, as they had one of their players sneak in from mid to its screens. So that was great as well. Unfortunately, it just never paid off, because they were relying on the plant to go through on the back of that Viper's Pit. And guess what? The moment Kohli died, the round just kind of fell apart, because the players of Team FANGS were already in post-plant positions, whereas the plant has not come through yet. So that kind of makes things a little awkward, right? And then they have to retrieve the spike deep inside enemy lines. It's not even like the spike was dropped near the zipline tower or a place where they will be safe from heaven. No, it was dropped near the server box. You can get shot from everywhere. You will get shot from screens as you cross. You will get shot from rafters, from that hole in rafters. It's just, yeah, it's a very awkward angle.
True that. And nothing really changed, right? I mean, Team FANGS is still trying to execute this A push, in spite of the fact that Team Enigma has been shutting them down completely most of the time. And this time around, I guess the recon lad, again, just like usual, is going to give out all the information that they are trying to hit out the same exact side once again. Nothing different from Team FANGS.
I like this toxin screen. I really do like it. It kind of challenges the attackers to come through. It lets them get a little bit closer, but then the only place where they can actually peek from is this pipes area, and they were prepared for it, so they know exactly which angle the toxin covers, and it doesn't. Trades going back left and forth, and unfortunately, it is Team Enigma who's winning the trades. Team FANGS on a bit of a back foot over here as they're losing men. Headshot Machine still keen on staying near the A side, whereas his teammates B2 is now climbing up on pipes. Let's see if Headshot Machine can find a frag or not. They find one player cornered, and Batman needs to get out. He's cornered, but he still is able to pick up that kill. Really good stuff, as he's now spotted the spike carrier, knows exactly where B2 is. Unfortunately, B2 can move towards the B side, and he can go for the plant. The remaining players of Enigma still over there.
Okay.
They don't know that the spike has been retrieved yet. But hey, I am not against it, because... Oh, now he's gonna get discovered.
Yes. All his plans.
But he wants to fight them. This is great. No, they can't read this thing, though. I don't like the fact that he's recommitting, but I like the fact that he decided to engage them in the first place. Like, they would have expected him to go for the plant right away, but they decided to fight him. So he was hoping that B2 will be... B2 was hoping that he will be able to pick up at least one kill before he goes for the plant and make things a little bit easier. So I like the decision-making from him. I mean, I believe that he wanted to go back towards the A side. If that alarm bot did not catch him, he would have definitely tried to go towards the A side after circling around the mid area. But little did he
You're
know
right,
that
but-
Enigma was still over there. He thought that Enigma players would have rotated
Yeah.
over towards the B side, but not happened. So both the teams doing stuff that they thought would happen, but none of it panned out the way they expected it to.
I feel like Team Enigma has been kind of conditioned from that fakes from Team
Yeah,
FANGS, right?
yeah,
And they're
you're
like,
right.
they're gonna come back, bro. Just wait in a second. They're gonna come back.
And they were
But they're
right.
not
That's
bothered.
exact. Yeah, they were right. Huh? I mean, the whole fake situation, they're reading it now. And Enigma have been conditioned. Good observation.
But finally, Team FANGS, they look to hit B side this time around. And I warned them, and I desperately warned them, but the Ghost. Look at this though, he has to operate his setup. Will try and bring in a bit. The Hunter's Fury is going to be a bit problematic for him. He needs to move away, and that Hunter's Fury cleans out a lot of areas, kind of brings in room for Cactus to work with. Even as he has been pushed out, the Viper's wall is going to give them all the real estate in the world, but side control has still not been established.
But they're not going here. They're actually falling back from this area now.
Look
They
at
are hoping that they will be able to go for it, but Batman is in
Oh.
position already. It's a headshot angle for him, but he's got no place to back off. He's able to get away with murder. How? How do they let this happen? And now they can't even fall back. Oh, this toxic flea actually lets them cross over towards the A site. But I think Batman realized that was happening, so he immediately took that toxin screen down. Good awareness on Batman, and now he's got them cornered just outside of B. Only 40 seconds to work with, and they've lost the killjoy, which means they will be super paranoid about getting backstabbed right now.
Talk about backstab. They've already been backstabbed once.
30 seconds left.
I mean, all that is left for them is to push forward. Gives away a peek. The orb does not saying Cactus finds goes, but that's fine. I guess Hika is in prime position to kind of shut down the planter. The wall comes in as well. Viper wall, Nano Swarms will kind of deny the default plant for a little bit. Hika still trying to make something work. Look at this positioning. He gets headshot machine. Batman gets Kohli as well. And Batman puts a final nail in the coffin. Third kill for him. But it all started when he got that backstab kill onto the KJ.
Yeah, that was great, but then after that, when these guys had to just commit towards the B side, and they were prepared for it. Like, there were like 4 people ready for them. FANGS will be able to get 1-2 kills max, and then they will just start losing players. And you can see the panic in their faces when that barrier orb was not properly placed. Even more panic when they realize that they're running out of time, and then those nanoswarm grenade stops them from planting. So they had like, what, 10-something seconds to get the plant in, and they were just desperate. And that's how they fell, because Team Enigma just put them in this mental block.
Our drone. Hika's position will be given out, but I guess it's not going to be a bit problematic for them. I believe it's an equal round for Team FANGS, so they better play for some information. They better play for some intel to work with. Even Batman is kind of pushing up.
Oh,
He too shuts him down, punishes him for making that decision.
but they realize that if Batman is pushing up A, this means the A side must be clear. And that's why FANGS are just ready to hit this side with everything they've got. But they might just be a bit late. Are they going to be a bit late? Godvex is here, but the rest of his teammates are not. He spots the bomb plant happening, and he throws down the Hunter's Fury. Batman, he's in trouble. But no, they try to shut him down. The jet fails, though. Godvex is still alive, and his team is in prime control of this position. The shot will stop the plant from happening. And they won't even let them get into good post-plant positions. They fall back towards the pipes area, but they are not in a position to protect that spike. The barrier up will make things even harder for them. And it's all falling apart.
Complete shutdown from Team Enigma. And yeah, I mean, just like you mentioned, the Jet did try to take down the Hunter's Fury, but that was about it, right? He had someone to kind of trade off of that Sova, and that is the reason why he had to fall back. And the fact that Viper couldn't really plant the spike in the first instance just gave them all the time in the world to work with.
Yeah, and every time Team FANGS tries to plant up on that zipline tower, it fails. This time a Hunter's Fury was shutting them down, and even if the Hunter's Fury missed, it was completely fine because Kohli is very exposed from screens when he's up on that tower. You try running around and dodge the laser beams, you will get shot down by the bullets of the players in screens.
Yeah,
Oh, Batman.
and even if they kind of try and plant default, they've been kind of always been overwhelmed by the shock darts. But this time around, an early ultimate invested from Batman. kind of challenges them to enter the A side. They've been doing it again and again, and Batman wants to take the fight to them. Let's see what can be the outcome.
He's just throwing down the Molotov so that they don't, how do I say this? They don't actually come through his Viper's pit. But if he doesn't return over there, it won't matter. The spike will be down. And now there's a reverse lockdown. Unfortunately, no Hunter's Fury to stop this lockdown. So Team FANGS will have to fall back. And this will actually enable the defuse to happen.
Yeah, right. And again, the KJ is already on the back foot, on the back lines. Hika trying to take the fight to headshot, but he'll shut him down. But it's not important for them, I guess. Cactus is in fine position, kind of shut down the defuse. Is he? No, not even close.
So disruptive, Team Enigma. These guys, they play around that Viper's pit so perfectly, and it's actually very brave of Team FANGS to challenge that Viper's pit. They thought that the lockdown would force Batman to fall back, and they will be able to push through the Viper's pit, and they were correct about that. They were able to get the plant down, again in the same position. But after they fell back, that's when the problems begun, because now they don't realize that there is so much vision blockage onto, like so much vision blockage available on Team Enigma that they will never be able to defend the spike. I mean, sure, they can use the post-plant lineups of that snake bite that Kohli has, but that only nets them one kill. Team Enigma will gladly throw their bodies away, their lives away to get the half defuse done.
Look at Ghost's position though. Oh no, I guess he's gonna get B2. Yes, he does. But Hika has already been taken down in the process, so it is a 1-for-1 trade. I believe he has no information that Smoke Eye is here already.
I believe they don't have any information that kitchen take is already in place. Oh, but that drone might just indicate what's happening.
Silence.
Oh no, this is crucial. Smoker, he actually gets Ghost, and now they have somewhat side control. But are the other players ready? No, Kohli gets caught out in kitchens, and now it puts Smoker in a 1v3 situation. All the work that he has done to take down Ghost has been nullified, and God Vex is going to shut him down.
Yeah, that mid push, the kitchen aggression, it made Enigma shiver a little bit in their shoes, but they were not, you know, phased by it because they didn't go for defending the B side right off the bat. Like, they were comfortable with letting Team FANGS walk away with B control. They even realized that it isn't gonna be hard control because there will be players on mid, so they thought, yeah, we can just stop the players in mid, let the guys in B do whatever they want, and then get the spike plant. We don't care, we'll take it on later. And it worked out in their favor. Team Enigma have the win conditions clear and ready, but oh my goodness, this is a very fast push from Ghost this time around. He's got the operator in hand. He should be able to catch a couple of those off guard. Gets that shot machine, re-engages. Can he flick back? No, he doesn't, but doesn't get taken down either, so that's fine. And this time, Team FANGS also no holds barred as they want to go in for a full push, but Batman takes down two players, finally hits the dust, and this crossfire is just way too deadly.
Smoker. Poor man, he's been overwhelmed. He finally finds Ghost, but that's about it. The shot guard is gonna find him. And God Vexy. I mean, there wasn't really anything that he had to do, right? The Viper on Batman was so crucial. Sure, Ghost got the first kill, but then the fact that the Viper is not even denying them any sort of side entry, and even if they do try and challenge him, he is getting all the kills for himself. Is a testament to the fact that he has been heavy lifting for his team quite a lot.
Lifting it is. Team FANGS is not able to find a way to break Team Enigma as they're just being so dynamic. They're using Team FANGS utility to their own advantage. They put down utility of their own. And I did speak about utility of Team FANGS being really, really good in a sense, but it just feels like they've fallen flat. This time Cactus taking matters into his own hands. Gets all the way towards that B flag, and he gets there, but Hika is just so good, holding this area down like a turret. They're able to get the picks onto the mid-boiler area, and Cactus is still keen on going over there. But the spike being dropped in oranges puts Hika in prime position to shut this area down. And now these guys are just way too spread apart. The defenders are coming in from the backlines. They will be able to reinforce the spike. But Cactus is already inside it, and he's wondering where on earth are these players? He's not finding anyone again.
You're right, they're gonna be in a fun situation again. But God Vexy, he shuts down two players all by himself. Cactus finding himself in a 1v2 situation. Even his position has been given out as well. So it's not like it's going to be very difficult for Team Enigma to kind of shut them down, but Batman being taken down kind of puts that in 1v1. Not a lot of HP to work with. The spray comes in from Godvexy and a triple kill.
I love this counter aggression by Team Enigma.
Switching sides.
Like Team FANGS, they decided to hit mid this time around. It's a mid to B crunch, right? They put down the barrier off, which is telegraphic. Guys, we're hitting B. It lets them get in towards the undertube area and then move in from oranges. So that is basically when Hikka starts to give up on the B main entrances and he starts to focus on oranges more because he spotted Cactus over there. And as soon as Hikka realized, hey guys, the spike is down, all the players of Team Enigma, they pushed out of A, they backed up their player under tube, and Cactus, he did get that first kill towards mid boiler and a little towards the corridor that leads to the A side from mid. And he thought he will be able to get a couple of backstabs in, but no, the players of Enigma had already vacated the A side. They were already up on mid, back from the T-spawn. So yeah, this is really awkward for Team FANGS to deal with something like that. This time though, it's gonna be Kohli. He's got 5 players headed towards him and all of them are angry. Does get one as the players are a little vulnerable while coming through. The swarm grenades, the snake bite will delay them for a little bit longer. Just enough to let his teammates come in and get the rotation in on time.
Yeah, Team Enigma breaking through the Viper over there, but it's going to be very difficult for them to establish side control because all the players on the side of Team FANGS are here already. And I guess one player in the form of the Jet is just holding for the backstab, right? So they're still prepared for anybody to try and fall back, but that's what Team Enigma is doing, right? They are committed to planting the spike in B, and I guess they will try and reinforce that with post positions.
Look at where the spike plant is. Usually they plant the spike on the other side and they play towards the B main entrances. But this time they're playing towards the defender spawn side. And this is weird. The barrier off doesn't really stop the plant and it's still in a position from where these guys can defend it. But it actually works. The block of that barrier off is just covering Headshot Machine enough for the defuse to happen. And the snake bite doesn't kill him quickly enough. Yeah. It was a very innovative post plant by Team Enigma.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like the risk that they are taking. It doesn't work in their favor though. But this is something new. I don't think I've seen this from Team Enigma before. I don't think I've seen it like in Gauntlet. Have you? I mean, maybe we'll have to ask the other casters who've been casting the other games, but this is the first time I saw this and I liked it. It's innovative and it actually works out in your favor if you know that the players of the defenders are already on the backside. They were already coming in from B main. So, hey, they take your backstab, you take theirs. You know, do a little switcheroo. Why not?
Here.
Yeah, and good reaction from the other stage as well because it was not something which is a default, right? Kind of use the wall and put yourself in a position. But this time around, it seems to be like an A aggression. Team Enigma will try and break through. Cactus is in prime position, shut down. Ezzy will take his gun, but I guess Kohli will shut down a player on his own. Godvexy goes down. This is going to be a bit difficult for Team Enigma Gaming to pull through because Ghost is the last player standing. With the Marshal, it's going to be a bit difficult to take down 4 players. Yeah. But I guess you can try and drop a few weapons on the other camp. It's again an eco round, so it shouldn't really matter much. And it's understandable the Smoker will find the kill. But yeah, I mean, good stuff from Team Enigma Gaming trying to, you know, take information on the A side, look what the defense looks like once they try to go B. So now they have a lot of information on what the Team FANGS setup looks like on defense, and they can use that in their buy round.
Yeah, the crossfires that they were holding were pretty standard. The rotation did come in from the regular routes as well, but this time Enigma did not really have anyone positioned to cut off the rotations. Maybe they will next time around. They just wanted to gather information. So now they know that Team FANGS don't go for any of those aggressive plays or aggressive pushes to stop the attackers before the rush even happens. They are also holding those regular crossfires. And that's why they're able to get these wall bangs in, see? Because they know the positions already. They're able to get the kill onto Cactus without even establishing line of contact.
Yeah. The B2 was actually in a good position to kind of bring down the man advantage, right? And 4v4, we have someone who is still trying to, they're still hesitant to try and go towards the A side, right? They're still trying to fall back on the B side, but this can be a fake. They might actually try and sell the fake.
Yeah, but
Oh
I
no,
don't think
they are
that
actually falling back.
they are falling back for now, but I don't think Team Fangs is gonna buy it. 4v4 for both these teammates, and the spike still present on the A side does make me a little bit uncomfortable. I guess what Ezzy and his teammate Badman are trying to do here is just try to pick up a kill or two, and if they do get the kill, then the bomb will come there, but they are trying to transfer the spike to the B side, whether or not they get the kills. And
30
I'm very
seconds
concerned for Badman. He doesn't have anyone here to trade him out. He's picking up all these battles all by himself. The barrier off will save him for now, but can he fall back to safety? Headshot machine might be able to stop him. He gets to the ankle before it's too late, and now they're all trapped behind yellow. They have got a couple of players coming in from behind them, but for now, Team Fangs are just going to recoup and then hit this retake together. This does boil down to time a little bit, but they are waiting for the backstab from Smokey to come in. Will come in on time though. Players are now starting to fight them, and now Smokey strikes just in time, but the toxic screen is making this a little bit awkward for him. Badman. He's in prime position to shut down Kohli, and he walks into the snake bite to get vulnerable. Really good stuff by Team Enigma. That Toxin Screen actually ended up working as backstab protection as well. So it really proves how good Badman is at communicating the angles that his walls will cover and not cover. And this is pretty good. Like, they were able to anticipate Team Fang's backstab right in the nick of time. Like, if you take a look at it, I believe it was Hika who took down the backstabber, right? Hika was fighting the players on yellow and on main side. But the moment he realized that, hey, these guys are starting to fight us, this definitely means that they're trying to distract us from someone. Who is that someone? They shut down the backstabber. Really good awareness on Team Enigma over here, as they're now on match and map point.
True that. Cactus trying to take the fight all by himself. B2 shuts him down. Enigma double up on it. So it's a 2-for-1 trade, and even Ghost is back online. Badman shots another one. Only 2 players survive, and this is almost all over. Team Fangs. But no, Headshot and Fangs Kohli, both of them actually get 2 for their own. So this is again a 2v3, which is somewhat doable for them, but it looks a bit difficult because the post-plant position look very strong. The defense is pretty thick to break for.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. There is a Viper Spit available on Kohli, but he won't be able to deploy it in a good position. Now he won't be able to deploy it at all, as he picks up the fight. Good Headshot Machine. The moment he looks away, Hika strikes from the shadows, from underneath the rafters. And this is a pretty convincing win, as Team Enigma just seemed to be the clearly stronger team on Icebox. And it was easy, it was palpable how good these guys are. Because Enigma were using not only their own utility to their advantage, but they were also using Fang's utility to their advantage. Like, they were using the Toxin screens in a way that I have not seen before. They used the Fang's Toxin screen to sneak into those positions where they're able to set up crossfires. Maybe even disrupt them with a kill or two after just peeking out YOLO. Like, those are the kind of peaks that you will not expect from the players of Team Enigma. But they come through nonetheless. Like, they're able to hit you when you least expect it. And then in the last round, we saw how Hika used that Toxin screen to protect himself from the backstabber. So that Toxin screen play is really, really good from Team Enigma. And kudos to Batman for actually pulling all of that off and communicating to his team exactly when he's taken it up, taken it down. There was an instance where the Fangs were about to cross over back towards the A side, and the Toxin screen would have let them do so, but then Batman immediately took it down. So, in my opinion, it's Batman and his communication this time that won them the game.
I mean, Team Enigma has been so good in the second and the third game. I kind of wonder what happened on Ascent. What really went down in Ascent? Because they've been good with the utility. They've been good in terms of getting the kills. But I don't know. Maybe you can answer that.
It's disruption. That's basically it. You see, both these teams rely quite a lot on executes. They rely quite a lot on, hey, we're going to put down our smokes, we're going to put down our Toxin screens and whatnot, no matter what map it is. They're going to put all of that line of sight blockage utility down. Then they follow up with the damaging utility, you know, the recon, the shock darts and the hot hands or the nanoswarm grenades, depending on whichever map it is. Across the entire series, both the teams try to rely on executes like that. Now, there is only and only one way to counter executes. That is disruption. You push in while they're executing, hoping to get a kill. It's a risky play. All disruptive plays are risky, and there's no right or wrong in a situation like that. Like, take a look at this particular play. Yeah, Ezzy coming up on that zipline tower would have been taken down on any other day, but he kills the one player who's carrying the spike, so he's able to win the round on the back of that.
Yeah.
Also, I'm surprised the number of time Team Fangs tried to go for the plant on top of the zipline tower, given how risky of a position it is. People planting over there can get easily taken down, wallbanged, and it's very weird to go for something like that. And
The
you
number of
add
time,
you add the fact that Ghost is able to get into backstab positions every time. That just makes things so much more easier for Team Enigma.
the number of time they've been trying to just hit the A side without any mid presence, without any sort of indication towards B or any sort of fakes. It has become a kind of a symbolic for Team Fangs to kind of either hit A side or B side. They've tried to kind of execute mid where they got caught out in the kitchens area as well. So
Yeah.
nothing really worked out for them, right? But
Yeah.
had there been a mix of everything, had there been try to randomize their movements a little bit, try and make Enigma think twice before counter their aggression, probably it could have worked.
I like the fact how Team Enigma, these guys were able to read what Team Fangs will do really, really easily. Like you pointed out at one point that Team Fangs are the kind of team that, they go A, fall back, and then they go A again. The double fake
Yeah.
thing. They caught on to it very early on. And they knew that this is gonna happen. Remember that one round where it was a 1v2 situation, the spike gets retailed,
Yeah.
he had the chance of running. It was the Killjoy, right? On Team Fangs. Yeah, she had the chance to go
Yeah.
towards the B side, but no, she tried to go away, and Team Enigma knew it. If it wasn't for that alarm bot, she would have walked right into the Enigma trap.
Yep, true that. But I mean, again, after that, she did try and take the fight to Team Enigma Gaming, which she kind of failed, but that's fine, I guess. Team Enigma Gaming, they've been pretty good. They've been pretty good on the second and the third game. But Team Fangs, they were pretty good on the first map. Nothing taken away from them, I guess. They were good competition from Team Enigma Gaming. Overall, it was a good series to watch.
Hmm. Yeah, if I had to sum this game up, I would boil it down to Team Fangs using the utility to damage Team Enigma in the first map and,
Yeah.
just trying to stop the plan from happening. And they were able to pull it off quite a lot of times on Ascent, where they stopped Enigma from going for the plant. And I guess on maps like Haven and Icebox, they were just not able to make that happen. So the one thing that was working for Team Fangs in the first map did not work for them in the second and third map. But that's enough of the analysis that we have done. Let's bring in our actual analyst. Let's bring in Assassin47 and let's see what he has to say about all of this.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the analyst desk of the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMB Ryzen Radio. And I'm your host, Assassin Forza, and joining me on the desk are casters and analysts, Salty and Crips. Well, boys, I guess you guys had a lot of fun casting that specific best of three. I mean, Enigma Gaming, they went ahead and pulled it off 2-1. Something that we did kind of, expect and predict as well out of that specific match. But let's quickly jump in towards the map veto and see how exactly did all three of these maps go. I mean, let's see what exactly was the score as well coming out from the map veto as well. But talking a little bit about map number one, right, Clips? I guess you have a little bit of an insight to give us.
Oh, I already placed my insights before the analyst segment even started. My bad. Sorry, Asan. I should have saved it for when you came here. Yeah, but I believe the win condition for Team Fangs over here was disruptive utility usage, which they were able to successfully pull off in Ascent. Every time an ENIGMA tried to go for the plant, shock that. Every time to go to the plant somewhere else, nanoswarm grenade. So that really, really worked in the favor of Team Fangs because they could, like, Team Fangs was able to read what ENIGMA will do. Unfortunately, that was not the case in Haven. Enigma still went for one of those standard executes, but they were, doing a little bit of default before that. They tried to sell a fake and then they hit that. And Team Fangs, sometimes they bought the fake, sometimes they did not. But no matter what happened, the post-plant position was really, really good for Team Enigma on Haven. And that was not the case on Ascent. Like, Ascent A-site retakes for Team Fangs, almost flawless, just magical. But the same A-side retakes on Haven, yeah, it doesn't have the same charm.
Yeah, the Ascent was a map where, Team Fangs, they went ahead and got themselves that victory as well. And to be honest, we all expected Enigma Gaming to go ahead and grab that victory as well on the map of Ascent, because I thought that Enigma Gaming, they have a far better chance at the map of Ascent as well with their entire strat book. But it looks like that Team Fangs, they're going to go ahead and overthrow Enigma Gaming in that. Well, Salty, what do you think about map number one?
I mean, I didn't really expect Team Fangs to kind of win on Team Enigma's map pick, right? And the reverse happened on Haven as well, like Team Enigma Gaming coming out and winning on Team Fangs map pick. So it was kind of haywire, but then again, I kind of felt like Ghost wasn't as, I don't know, unleashing himself on Ascent as much as they did on Haven. So that can be one of the reasons, but of course the utility usage that Crips mentioned, their proper gameplay, Team Fangs, they were much better in terms of everything, and on Haven, Ghost was just simply better.
Yeah, it's surprising the number of times the battle between these two teams just boiled down to trade. Like, usually we see a little bit of setup and then you go in for the fights. The people who are defending on site either fight them head on or they fall back and let the retake happen. This time, that was not happening as often. In fact, the rotations from both the teams were just so spot on. They were arriving on time most of the time, at least in Haven, that happened. And then it's a 5v5 brawl. Like, it's so chaotic. 10 people fighting each other at once. This utility flying all over, flashes here, smokes there, jets dashing across, shock that's raining in from the sky. Information overload, right? And in those chaotic situations, when people are coming at you turn after turn after turn, this is people just throwing bodies at you. You can't really buy yourself an advantage. You can't really set up for an advantage in a 5v5 brawl like that. There's a reason why there's a difference between the words brawl and fight. A fight is determined. It happens with a plan. A brawl is when people are just, how do I say this? I'll have to switch to Hindi for this one. Hatapai kar rahe hain. That's what happens in a brawl like that. This is the 5v5 battle, just so messy, so chaotic. I love it. I love those chaotic team fights.
True that. And to be honest, all of that chaos, right, it resulted into, I guess, Enigma Gaming going ahead and winning out the fight as well against Team Fangs. Well, Team Fangs, in my opinion, they could have done a little bit more better on the map of Haven, I guess, but looks like that Enigma Gaming are going to go ahead and shut them down as well as on the map of Icebox. So yeah, let's just quickly move on over towards the group standings and see what exactly is the story over there, because we're definitely going to be seeing a little bit of a change happening. I mean, Enigma Gaming, they of course are going to secure themselves 12 points, and they
Hmm.
are right now sitting. Actually, I guess it sort of is like a tie with Velocity as well. But yeah, considering the fact that Velocity don't have any losses, they are going to be on the top of the board as well. Uh, like Velocity Gaming, they still have one more game left out. So let's see. They definitely are going to go ahead and maybe win it out as well, maybe lose it out. Not really sure what is going to happen, but whatever the result of that specific match, I guess it is going to decide if they. I guess it pretty much is still going to be Velocity Gaming on the top. I don't think so. It is going to change
Yeah.
much. Maybe it might, in terms of the round difference and something like that. Maybe Enigma Gaming might go on the top as well. You never know. But yeah, overall, I guess the group standings look really good. Really good. What do you think about the group standings, Salty?
The fact that Velocity Gaming is still at the top, just because of the fact that they still have that game left, kind of gives them the opportunity to kind of build up a lead, right? Move towards 14 points. But if they lose that, I guess that is going to be the condition for Enigma Gaming to move on top. We were discussing this at the start of the game that Team Enigma Gaming need to win nonetheless to give them any sort of chance to battle against Velocity Gaming and probably vie for that number one spot. They've done their bit. Now the ball is on the court of Velocity Gaming to kind of come back and maybe win one for themselves. If they lose, there can be a chance for Enigma Gaming to come out on top. But Team FANGS, they end their seventh game on a loss, which kind of ends on 7 points. Not as much as they would have wanted. I don't think they had any opportunity to kind of break into the top four, into the playoffs. But yep, Enigma Gaming did shorted their part, and now it's all on Velocity Gaming.
That's right. I mean, Velocity Gaming. Well, let's hope that they are going to go ahead and put up that win as well, so that they can still continue on being at the top as well. And yeah, I mean, I wish Team Fangs as well all the best for their future games. The same can be said for Enigma Gaming, because once they're going to be moving into the playoffs now, things are going to get heated up. So yeah, I guess with that pretty much said and done, we are absolutely done with the day as well. Two amazing BO3s, and the result of both was pretty interesting, because we kind of thought that the first match was also going to go the distance, but then it did not. And then the second match of the day, it did go the distance all the way to Icebox, and it ended in the favor of Enigma Gaming as well. So yeah, I mean, any closing thoughts before we sign it out, gentlemen?
I have some closing thoughts.
Hmm.
I actually like what Team Fangs did. Um, the only difference between them and teams like Enigma and Velocity, the ones that are at the top of the table, is the fact that they are able to adjust much easily, a lot more easily. So that's what happened with Team Enigma, right? They were struggling against Team Fangs, but then they caught on. Like Salty pointed out, the fact that Fangs are going for that double fake again and again. Enigma caught on to that. Enigma also caught on to the fact that Fangs were using the disruptive utility, and they just denied all of this by changing up their planting positions. We saw how Enigma went for that very unique post plant position in Icebox. They planted on the other side of the B side, and then they started to play near Snowman. So that kind of stuff is what Enigma started to do, because they realized that Fangs have already prepared these lineups to stop the plant from happening in the more common positions. They need to go for something unorthodox. So that big brain moves by Team Enigma to counter all that Team Fangs had to offer, everything that was actually working for Team Fangs, they hard countered it, and that's how Team Enigma was able to win. So really good stuff, because they're able to get the read on their opponents. They're able to adjust all in the matter of 5 minutes. The 5 minute break that exists in between these games, they're able to adjust it. So really good
Nice.
stuff by Team Enigma.
Yeah, that's pretty good insight coming out from you as well, Chris. I mean, Enigma Gaming, we know for a fact that they are a team that are quick to adapt and evolve as well during a specific best of three or a specific match as well in general. I mean, some of the mid round calls that they make are pretty apt. So yeah, good job, Enigma Gaming, on that. As we expected, you guys are gonna go ahead and grab that victory as well against Team Fangs. So yeah, I mean, with that said, I guess we can go ahead and close it out as well. First of all, a huge shout out to our sponsors, WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon, for making the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 possible. Thank you so much. You guys can go ahead and check out the links down in the description below as well for some exclusive deals coming out from our sponsors, WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon, for your next big upgrade. Well, also doing that, you guys can go ahead and scan the QR code to get yourselves a can of Red Bull and energize yourselves for the games that are coming up tomorrow, because trust me, tomorrow we're going to be having more and more Group B games, and I guess it's just gonna get more and more spicier, and it's gonna be more exhilarating for sure. So until then, I'm your host Assassin47 signing off alongside Salty and Crips. You guys were watching the TC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be seeing you guys tomorrow. Good night, sweet dreams.
remaining.